Shit, that was one hell of a nap since Wednesday. Hello, everyone. Good evening. Welcome to this Friday. No, it's probably Monday. I'm going to go with Jabel's suggestion. It's always Monday, but probably Friday. It's Friday night. Welcome to the late night of the Saints. So, a couple things before we get underway. Thank you, Skull Maggot, for the viewer and the host. And Crispyton, thank you for resubscribing Prime for 19 months. This is a lie. It was 19 last month. We can't trust Bezos anymore. Anyway, couple things off the top of my head. One thing, as the undoubted king of the Wasteland Prairie Home Companion. Wasteland Home Companion. Anyway, as your soon-to-be future and forever king, I would like to formally announce that during this time of stay at home, stay safe, shelter in place, quarantine, lockdown business, an official decree from your newest king of the wasteland, that of course is that from here on out, all alcoholic drinks, whether they're mixed or not, shall be known as Quarantinis. It's Quarantini time, everybody. It's a lot like a martini because, like, if you're an alcoholic who just does shots all the time and maybe drinks E&J alternating with Natty Daddies, well, then all of a sudden everyone is going to try and tell you you have a problem. But if you drink a lot of martinis, people will just assume you produce... God, there isn't any actual divine justice in the world. So, yes, that was the first one. Enjoy your quarantinis, everybody. Now, because... Oh, thank you, Dream Wolf. Resubscribe Prime for 12 months. All my subscribes belong to you. They do. And I like that. In this time of social isolation and distancing, sometimes the only thing a boy has to fall back on to know that, you know, he's not just an island, that people are still out there and people still care, is Twitch subscriptions. And of course, money. Love money. Can't get enough of it. Kind of need more of it. But all the same, yeah. No, the other side is because I've brought the show back to YouTube recently. Intermittently, I will admit, but I blame OBS. Not just because OBS's update sucks and it made everything difficult, but also because it's easy to blame software. I was asked by Blonny Boy over in the chat on YouTube, do I engage in the act of playing video games, and if so, what do I enjoy? See, Blonny Boy, this is why you need to be over on the Twitch side of things. Now, the Twitch folk over there, you can go over to Twitch, you can ask them what their favorite game to watch me play tends to be. In fact, I'm going to ask that question to the Twitch folks right now. Of those of you who watched and watch my game streams, let me know in the chat right now what the best game I play is, what you enjoy watching me play the most. Not necessarily what am I the best at, but what do you have the most fun watching me play? Also, a big happy birthday to Mickey Ficky. It's Mickey's birthday. So everyone tell everyone it's Mickey Ficky's birthday, and then everyone tell everyone to tell Mickey Ficky a happy birthday, because that'd be awesome. Now, to answer your question, Blonny Boy, some of the responses I'm getting over on Twitch from Larry Kubiak. The most fun was Just Cause. Yeah, Just Cause 3 I did have a lot of fun with. Anime Moon says Just Cause or Kingdom Come Deliverance. And then everybody forgot about the question and just started wishing Mickey a happy birthday. As they should. As they should. But yes. To give you a rundown of the games I play. Yes, clearly, Kingdom Come Deliverance, Red Dead Redemption 2, GTA 5, Kingdom Come Deliverance? Well, I like to play that twice. Subnautica from time to time. No Man's Sky, especially since I got the VR, and since I got the VR, I also like playing Boneworks. Blade and Sorcery is a lot of fun. That's just like a fun sandbox arena game to, like, They gave you lightsabers. Once I get a lightsaber, it's all over. Also, The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners. Been playing that and enjoying that quite a bit. I haven't been playing many games recently because between the writing and the trying to creationing things, something, whatever, you get what I'm saying, is, yeah, I've found myself, like, I'm, like, sitting there, like, I should play video games, but I'm too stuffed with quarantine food to feel like I want to get up and even either go over to my desk and play a sit-down game, or to put a VR rig on and dance around like a fool in my apartment, which I love doing. It's a hell of a workout, and I could probably actually stand to do that, shed a few of these Corona pounds I put on, not to be confused with Corona beer. But yeah, no, I love playing games, and so there's a few of the games I play. Now, Blondie Boy, if you want to transfer some cash over and make a subscription, that would be great. Alternately, if you look in the description of either this stream or you go over to Twitch, Streamlabs, wonderful way to just straight up give me a mainline injection of cash to keep me going, because everyone knows I am a Jew, and everyone knows it is not blood which flows through our veins, but a thick, black, oily substance made of whatever currency we can consume. Well, if that doesn't get me kicked the fuck off of Twitch or YouTube, I'm curious to see what will. If anybody's like, well, if I get kicked off of either of the platforms and like, well, you made anti-Semitic remarks, sir, I'll be like, well, I'm actually Jewish, and I'm not Nick Fuentes, so where do we come? Where do we fall in the spectrum of acceptability in that respect? My name is not Geek Thulu. So, male nipples. Yeah, that should. Yeah, I'm just gonna like pull my shirt up real quick. Actually, no, because I'm so fat right now. I'm starting to grow man tits, and I'm not really feeling like showing them off anywhere other than OnlyFans. Even though that's the most terrifying thing. If I open an OnlyFans from my rapidly growing man tits in this time of quarantine, and hey, I know I had a sandwich, like a deli sandwich yesterday, but a deli sandwich today sounds good too, kind of body that I'm developing. Oh, Christ, that's frightening. That's fucking terrifying to think about. There's a very good chance I'd make a lot of money showing these titties off over on OnlyFans. But that's why I maintain that when it comes to OnlyFans, the OnlyFans I will post to OnlyFans is going to be OnlyFans. If you don't know what I mean by that, well, congratulations. Oh shit, I fucked up. So I knew I'd fuck something up. Damn it, hold on. Where is it? Every week, I swear to Christ, every goddamn week I say to myself, every show, I'm like, I need to clean out my OBS thing. And then I'm just like, meh. What the fuck? Oh, okay, cool. Then I just never do it. Oh, Jesus Christ. Really? Fucking really? Alright, fine, I don't give you a shit. Let's do little transiciones. We're going to go over to the main screen. Look, I totally got that. Fucking knocked that goddamn show text clean out of the park. Yeah, no, that's a right-handed baddie. I'm good. Yeah, so the most... Let me ask now, actually, just while I got people in the chat. So what's the worst Quarantini you have tried? If you're trapped up, locked up, bound up in your house. Oh, what is the hype train thing? I don't know how this works. El Presidente resubscribed for 6 months. Is it hype train? You have a limited time. What? What? Hype Griffin. Yes, that'll be fine. What the fuck is happening? Twitch, listen. You can't expect me to read your goddamn emails. Oh my Christ, holy shit. Okay, hang on. Yeah, we get the Hype Griffin. And is that all I need to do? I don't understand. I think I'm 100%. Well, I don't understand what is happening on Twitch right now. It's terrifying me. Hypey train, Asian boy, Asian boy, Asian boy, Asian boy. Oh, okay, Jables will explain the hype train to me later. This is not an easy time for me, y'all. I need you to understand. Now Canuck's gotta go because he's gotta installing LEDs in a gun shop. I need to retire. Give me enough money to retire before the month is out. Anyway. So, yes. Anyway, thank you, Pris, for gifting the sub to Sturtbert. It's 3 months going. That's much appreciated. And 500 bits from Larry Kubiak. Oh, they want that. Oh, hang on. Okay, I get it. You're all just throwing things at the hype thing to confuse me, because you understand now, because of my very obvious expressing of it, that I have no clue what it is. Well then, okay then. You get... I don't understand. I'm so at a loss. Bigfoot. I can't give you Bigfoot. How do I give people... Yes, confuse me more, because honestly, when cash goes straight into my PayPal, I am horribly confused. It's a great way to really knock me off my rocker, if you know what I'm saying. Anyway, let's not focus too much on this Four Loko with a chaser of milk. Blondie boy, that's not a Quarantini. That's seppuku. That's Quietus from the movie Children of Men. Does anyone remember Children of Men? If you vaguely remember it, or you don't remember it, or you haven't seen it, or you haven't seen it in a while, you need to watch that movie tonight, because I'll tell you what. I've been watching this White House pressers. I've been watching how governments on state and federal levels are handling this virus. I saw how we skyrocketed over China with the most cases, and we're having the worst time about it now. And it's understandable, because we've got a fucking hopeless and, well, frankly, paste-eating government right now. And the corporate sector is like, oh my god, we're rich enough to survive this. Let's get money from those people who are going to die soon. So we've got that going on. Watch Children of Men. That'll give you the most apt impression of what the post-corona world will look like. With the only exception, there's going to be a fuck ton of babies no one can take care of, because what do you think all of those couples are doing in quarantine? Huh? Yeah? Oh yeah, you think the fappening is bad during this quarantini position? Imagine if you actually had a sexual partner that you were locked in with, especially if you haven't lived with them long enough to the point where you started to resent and hate them because they do all of these little annoying things that you just want to fucking strangle them for, but you love them, so you let them live. Imagine how many babies are going to be born. When they hit 13, we can call them quarantinagers. It's going to be Generation Q. That's right, Generation Quarantine. Born amidst the coronavirus, while their parents, despite hating each other, decided that smashing their genitals together was the best way to survive this plague. I'm right there, yeah. Except I run all of my domestic partners out of the house. I really should never do that to myself. Anywho, let's report on some news. Guess what? We got some non-corona news. Not much, but we got some non-corona news. You guys excited? Are you feeling that? Are you feeling that hype? Well, guess what? Ancient sword of the meth king seized by Michigan police. We knew it would happen. Listen, volcanoes popping off all around the world right now. Got ourselves a megavirus. What's fixing to... Jesus Christ, you people are like... I love this, you guys. I don't even know how this works, and you are all more excited about it than me, and I'm supposedly the one who's in charge of it, so... Word to the wise, you know? Blind leading the blind. Okay, Jesus Christ. All right, hang on. What do I do? Does this let me unlock anything? It doesn't let me unlock anything. I can't unlock shit. Wait, yeah, I can. Hang on. Hang on. Oh, you guys unlocked it. Okay. I'm glad, because for a while I was starting to think Twitch just wasn't very responsive in respect to, like, you know, the retards like me who don't know how this shit is supposed to work. Now I can't close this hype train thing. I don't know what I'm supposed to do with it. Go the fuck away. Oh my god. This is rapidly turning into, like, my biggest potential fucking nightmare because I don't know what's happening here. No, I want the chat. No, no. Oh my god. Fuck it. Oh my god, I hate this so much. No. Where did the chat go? Oh, I don't like any of this. Oh, there's the chat. Okay, cool. Okay, I got it. It's cool. I got it. And it's alright again. It's all fine. It's cool. Okay, so, yes, ancient sword of the Meth King seized by Michigan police. We all knew it would happen one day. The Meth King, he would go down. You want to know why? Mainly because here's the thing, he gets himself a proper fucking AR. But then for a carry piece handgun, what's he got? A fucking high point. A fucking high point. But yeah, the Meth King decided he was going to... Well, let me just bring this up. I'll try and... I'll bring this up for you so you can all see it. There we go. Look at this sword. Look at this boy's sword. I am so hard right now. I'm just going to say. Oh, now you're all making fun of me. I fucking get it. I got you. But, yeah. So, the Meth King... Michigan Police Department announces the seizure of the ancient sword of the Meth King. Honestly, I could see Finn from... Oh my god, look at the handle. You could tell he unwrapped it and tried to wrap it back himself and failed. Jesus Christ. You should have not done that, Meth King. Anyway, the Bath Township Police Department posted a photo of the toothed blade last week on Facebook. In the early morning of January 27th, officers conducted a traffic stop on a vehicle. He was carrying his meth sword in a car. Okay, it wrote, a subsequent search located a very odd combination of illegally possessed weapons as well as methamphetamine. It's like, well, the meth is secondary because this guy was carrying a fucking straight razor and whatever this thing is. Okie dokie. They tagged the seizure as a new high point. Because get it? That's a new high point. That really terrible pistol, that's a new high point. Lord of the Rings meets John Wick and ancient sword of the Meth King. Commenters saw the humor in the post-global news reported. Did you get that sword off an anime character? One commenter wanted to know. That was you, Anime Moon, wasn't it? Don't fucking lie. That was you. The comments included some of those who said the weapon actually was a replica from the Japanese anime called Bleach. Whoa! Weebs to the rescue. Alright, well, Mustang Patriot's got something to say about this. Why is no one talking about the straight razor? Was he giving shaves while fighting off anime demons? Honestly, y'all are here dumping on them weebs, and yet they're... Oh, fuck it, I'm gonna leave it like that. The best CSI internet sleuths you'll ever find. Sherlock homepage, if you know what I mean. See, look, they're gonna take that seriously. Holy shit, Mustang Patriot had some reactions to, like, my comment. Oh, my homes with them. Alright, we're gonna see what this fucking retarded person wanted to say. Sorry, woman gives birth. I don't even remember what my comment was. Bubba Doodle, why is it this gets a cutesy write up, but when I drop a deuce in the middle of Target, all of a sudden I have warrants out for me? Someone explain that, huh? There we go. Oh, I just need to share the emote. Now we all get... Jesus Christ. It's like you guys all get your own game now. I'm here for the ride. Holy fuck, Cuomo's talking. That was what was giving me a headache. Anyway, some rules just seem kind of shitty, but perhaps that's why there's such panic over TP2. I gotta give that a like. That's a hell of a response. I'm gonna like my own comment too, because I'm commenting on a Fox News article, so I might as well stop pretending to be what I already know I am. So let's say that we move on from this, shall we? Let's go on. What else happened? Well, this one's a funny bit. TV Porter reports. Well, fuck it. I'm just gonna go full screen with this, and then I'm just gonna give y'all. I'm gonna give y'all this full screen love here.
May not be on your radar, but they most certainly.
Now.
Yeah, there we go.
All right, it's time for another news. We take a look at the news stories that may not be on your radar, but they most certainly
what the fuck
should
is
be.
wrong?
There you see a reporter at Yellowstone National Park who's about to report on a story when he heard a herd of bison approaching and abruptly ended his segment and went to safety. There you see it. Definitely a smart move. He's in Montana, but he's black. And one universal truth, for us, when we see people running, we run too. You multiply that by 12 when you see wild animals running. In other news, a Missouri woman who won a $50,000 lottery jackpot in 2002 has now won and claimed a $3 million jackpot.
Alright, I'm tired of this Illuminati shit where everybody gets to win the same goddamn jackpot over and over again just because they happen to, have that certain amount of luck while the rest of us just get fucking cancer, right? Right. Yeah. Right? Anyway, I did just love that segment, especially the fact, he's black, so, one thing you know about us is when we see, when we see people running, we run with them. Kind of smart. It's just good thinking right there. Illuminati. So, Roxton's camera's rolling as the reporter spotted the bison and decided to leave the area. They were heading in his direction. The video shows Broxton getting ready. He says, "Oh my God." Then he runs. "I don't blame you, namesake." Someone tells the story. Anyway, that was that story. Hey, look at that. 4 dead, 138 sick on Holland America's MS Zadamam cruise line. Wow, fuck you, Google. Anyway, so in the latest news of, the fact that we either need to take over, refit, and turn all cruise liner ships into hospitals, or sink them all to the bottom of the goddamn ocean. And yes, this is why we need to get rid of cruise lines. It's the same reason we need mandatory seatbelt laws and we need to put fences up along rushing rapids with signs saying "Don't jump in and go swimming." Because people are fucking stupid. And we've got a global pandemic right now, yet some fucking retards are still deciding, you know what I really want to do? I want to go sit on a boat and fuck up an otherwise perfectly good vacation by sitting in a goddamn petri dish with a bunch of other bored seniors. Oh my goodness, can you imagine a better time? Mickey, you and your hubby shouldn't just avoid cruises because of this. You should avoid cruises because cruises are fucking stupid. Now, I'm at the risk of fucking tapping into and fucking stealing a bit from Bill Burr. I almost said Bill Barr, but that's a different kind of open mic rambling. Cruises are genuinely fucking stupid. For the sheer amount of money that they want you to pay to get on their horrible boats, which, as we've seen in the news, are constantly overflowing with human shit, spreading viruses and diseases, having very subpar buffets, and as we know from the comedy scene, Jables, only attract the most desperate of comics. You could just go to a fucking island. You could go to Aruba and do the best cocaine you've ever had in your life on a beach. No one will bother you. The beach will be pristine, super warm white sands, beautiful blue, clear blue water, whatever you want. Go to these desperate poor islands whose entire economies are built around tourism. Go there. Don't go on a fucking cruise. You know what a cruise is for? A cruise is a vacation that you take so that you can tell others that you did it in case they haven't done it. That way they can think, ooh, they're special. They have money to burn. Cruises are fucking stupid. In fact, I can't think of a single person I've ever respected I've known who's gone on a cruise. I've known people who've gone on cruises, and they typically tend to kind of strike me as the sort of people who would eat paint chips if you told them they tasted like bubblegum. And I'm not just talking when you're in your, when you're a child. I mean people in their 20s. Absolutely horrible. So yes, no cruises. I'm growing a toothbrush mustache. Oh yes, no, I have a very pronounced forward lip, Jables, you see. But yeah, so cruises are fucking stupid, and if you're going on cruises, you're fucking stupid, especially now. 4 elderly passengers, not surprised. You know those people who need to sacrifice themselves for the sake of the Dow Index. On board Holland America's MS Zandam have died on the cruise ship that is stuck in limbo during the coronavirus pandemic. God, I hope this happened beforehand. The ship is currently carrying 138 people who complained of the flu-like symptoms, which are similar to coronavirus. We need to scuttle this bitch. 2 people have tested positive for the virus. Oh, I love this. Our thoughts and prayers are with the families, and we are doing everything we can to support them during this difficult time. Holland America Line said of the 4 who died of undisclosed causes. Oh, I wonder how they died. Oh, that's fucking confusing. Eric Elvjord added that Holland America Line couldn't share whether those passengers had reported coronavirus symptoms due to privacy regulations and the fear of a dropping stock price. The ship did not have coronavirus tests available on board until Thursday evening when it rendezvoused with Holland's America MS Rotterdam for additional supplies and medical personnel. Sorry, this is hard. Not the accent or the reporting, just this is fucking stupid. Yes, well, I'm sure I am sounding Swedish or Dania, but the thing is that to us, all of the Netherlands peoples and all of the peoples from those funny French fry-shaped countries, well, they are, as we know, all the same. I have seen Vikings. I know all of your history now. In the age of coronavirus, when I hear people on my porch, I want to chase them away with of course, a samurai sword. Which is why I keep it handy and close by. So anyway, the 2 ships received permission to anchor off the coast of Panama to meet and transfer supplies and passengers. However, the plan for disembarkation, spelled with the K, so you know it's a real word, is not yet finalized. While the onward plan for both ships is being finalized, we continue to work with the Panamanian authorities on approval for a mass grave for our older patients who came from Fort Lauderdale. I agree. Mass graves. No, you know what? Bury 'em at fucking sea, mate. Bury 'em at fucking sea. I swear to Christ. If, anyone else had died, they fucking buried Osama bin Laden at sea. He was a big deal, wouldn't he? I think these old fucks from fucking Fort Lauderdale are fine. Just to bury him at sea. That way they can only get sick. They can only get fishies sick. Oh, look at this. I'm on a fucking roll here. Now, I want you to take a moment, though. Right? I've been at this for 38 minutes tonight. Alright? I want to know, in both chats, who seems more comfortable doing this I'm just a guy on camera in my apartment, presenting you with a bullshit late night show where I laugh at news items, hopefully entertain you, and then bring some laughs, and hopefully bring some of you into the show. Who does this better, Seth Meyers or me? And now I'm not just saying this because Seth Meyers grew up around in the same kind of place I did, and we're probably about the same age, so there's that old fucking achievement gap between us. But I'm just saying, who's better at this? I'll tell y'all what, too. While y'all think about that, I'm going to give you the most appropriate music I can possibly think of. The Jeopardy theme. 10 hours of it. Best part about this, too, since Alex Trebek has terminal cancer, once I challenge the DMCA, there's going to be nothing he can do. In fairness, Crab, as far as the whole late night pantheon goes, no, hold on, Ardania. Conan is, I would say, the best of them, and to be a Class B Conan is not too bad. It's not bad. Although I'd like to see him try it from his house. Although he would probably do it better than me. And that brings us to the end of our Stroke Nick's Ego round. Let's take a look at the scores. Blondie Boy said I have my personality is more raw and entertaining. That puts him up on the board. Need a soundboard for a dinging sound. Imagine it happened. Going back over, Biotech Babe says cock rings. Mickey says penis. So as usual, the Twitch chat has devolved into a juvenile series of trading. Go ahead, guys. Start anal. Go on with it. Come on, say it. I know you love it. I don't know what triggers it with you guys, but come on, bring it on. Bring it on. Tuna can. The fuck it, Danya. I don't even know. I don't know why that got in there. Jesus Christ. Tuna can. Tuna can. There's a weird thing, too. These guys in the Twitch chat, they love just posting the word anal. They've been doing that for months, and I have no idea why. And I kind of think it's better off if I don't know. If it's just a state of, like, confounding curiosity for me, it'll be fine. Oh, and don't worry, Larry, I will always blame Canuck. He's Canadian. Here in New Hampshire, we're trained from a very young age to blame Canadians for literally everything that goes wrong that we can't blame on Massachusetts. So cheers to xenophobia. Okay, so anyway, we've gotten past the point in which stroking my ego / cock is important. Anyway, these fucking cruise ships, they got more sick people on them, and everyone acts fucking surprised because it's almost like bottling up a bunch of immunocompromised fucking old people is a bad idea. Who'd have thunk it? Learn to take vacations, scuttle this cruise ships, or just turn them all into fucking floating hospitals. Because here's the thing, too. Keep in mind, when all of this goes down, and it will, and it'll get worse. When it all goes down, and it all gets worse, I'm going to become a pirate sex king, you see. It's going to start out on the coasts and in the cities with the desperate thoughts. I'll offer them tests, and if they're clean, they can live in my harem. But I'm also going to be combat training them, in addition to having my liberties. Now, when they're fully trained up, and I've got nothing but a bunch of Beatrix kiddos ready, right? Like, sexy women who fuck the boss and can kill anybody. I'm going to go take over a whole fleet of cruise ships. Now, I'm not going to sail them around. I'm just going to moor them about a little bit off the coast, so we have to see you coming and we can hit you with the machine guns. But that's where my pirate sex haven is going to be. I'm going to be a post-apocalyptic pirate sex king. And you'll go ahead and you just take your best, your most fantastical post-apocalyptic fantasies of what you think you might end up being, and you compare them to that. And you tell me if I don't consistently have better ideas than you. No, that sounded snooty, because I'm going to need help rounding up these hoes. Okay, you tell me if you've heard a better idea. How about that? And yes, I too miss Addie's $1 donations. It's very true. Very true. That's right. Canadians are wannabe Michiganders? No. Canadians are they all just want to be from Saskatchewan. That way they can all say Saskatchewan. But yes. Anyway, so we're running out of time. So yeah, a bunch of people are dying, getting sick on a fucking cruise boat, and we're all supposed to be fucking surprised, thanks to this long USA Today article, clearly written by... Let's see what this author's written otherwise. Morgan Hines, what else do you write about? Tourists stranded on Nepal trails amidst coronavirus. 2 Costa Rica ships. 2 Grand... Jesus Christ, Chickie. Oh my God. Oh, hang on. Let's take a look. That's right. She's a lifestyle reporter. Travel reporter. Lifestyle reporter. Go fuck yourself, mate, Morgan. I should have had your job, and the only reason I say go fuck yourself is because you got it and I didn't. Anyway, Mum shares epic self-isolation song. Let's just play this. Wait, no, you don't need to see me. You need to see this. So here we go. We're going to make that full screen, and we're going to play this for you then. Enjoy.
At first I was afraid, I was petrified. Kept thinking how I'd ever live without the world outside. But then I spent so many nights scuffing Chris and neck and wine. I know it's time to say we're gonna be just fine, and so we're here, stuck in this room. I don't know when we're getting out, but no better place to face the doom. I should have bought that bag of rice, I should have stockpiled my bog roll. If I had known for just 1 second I'd have such a messy hole. But I've got snacks, plenty of gin, their homeschool schedule can't go straight in the fucking bin. I wanna smash my husband's face, I wanna wave my kids goodbye, but I won't crumble, I won't lay down and die. Oh no, not I will survive. Oh, so long as I have internet, I know I'll stay alive. I've got all this time to fill while trying to not get ill, but I'll survive. I will survive. Hey, hey.
Oh, don't lie. You all know you'd have sex with that woman. Or at least Larry would. Still, I love the fact that she went that long and you could tell how annoyed her family was with her producing all of those bits. That's what really resonates with me, is watching that. And it's not so much like how much she really just jumped into the whole thing and was like, really, yeah, I'm going to do this. But more about how she did it in spite of the fact that everyone she lives with hated the fact that she was doing it. It just hits me in a really soft, warm spot. Also, the fact that she's a blue-eyed ginger. Well, I'm not going to speak about those, because my favorite have green eyes. Anyway. So yeah, they wrote a whole article about this, and she did that thing. Here's a funny thing, though. Activists claim 5G is exacerbating the coronavirus. Did you guys know it can spread digitally? It's the Chinese virus. China. It came from China. Instead of 5G. There are fears that 5G networks could be acting as an accelerator for the new coronavirus. Let's see what they say. Critics of the ultra-fast network claim it could be exacerbating Corona-19. If this is because you can make Tinder matches quicker and then you will go and spread the virus that way, who cares? An activist said, we can't say 5G has caused the coronavirus, but it might be exacerbating it. I don't have any, data or anything on this. I'm just saying, we need to save the air from all these radio waves. They're making everybody crazy and stuff. Others who claim the new virus is a cover-up for the alleged effects of 5G. I'm just gonna soak that one in for a second. I've discovered recently that 5G, that actually coronavirus is caused by vaccines. That's right. I read it on goodhealthnewsnetworknow.net. And I shared it on my Facebook, and some people tried telling me, you don't know what you're talking about. You know what? I know how to internet just as good as any of you do. Yeah. A $50 tip for a Trump impression. My Trump impression isn't fully congealed yet, because honestly, I haven't found any Trump impressions that are altogether good, but... And we had a great economy. We had the best economy. No, see, right there, it falls right off. Nah, Trump is a hard one to impersonate. Probably because it's one of those things. It's like there's a subconscious block in every healthy human being's mind. Like if I begin talking like this, I should immediately kill myself. That's my thought. Anyway, as the UK's independent fact-checking charity Full Fact says, by the way, this is the kind of people that Ben Shapiro fans and Candace Owens fans, at this point, anything that says fact check, they'll be like, that's just liberal fake news. It doesn't fit with what I want it to be. And all those people, by the way, like the Candace Owens fans, the Ben Shapiro fans, the OANN fans, the Daily Wire fans, please kill yourself. I don't mean kill yourself. Don't kill yourself. Get sterilized, please. And don't ever educate young people. Because odds are and I'm not saying this in an insulting way to the disabled folk out there. I'm saying this in that clinical fashion. You're fucking retarded. Especially the Federalist fans out there. You're fucking retarded. And the reason I say this is because the promotion of the dog shit that this new media that we're supposed to love and jerk off to, and I'm not talking Pornhub. That's new media we should all be jerking off to. But I'm saying this new media, I started a blog that turned into a vlog that turned into a YouTube channel, and I got picked up by PragerU, and I'm pretty good now. These people are fucking cancer. And they've spread enough dog shit fucking fucked up ideas in the public in general, to the point where retards like this can say 5G is making coronavirus worse. Yeah. How do I know this? Because the fan base, if we had a Venn diagram of the fan bases of people who believe dog shit like this and the people who buy into Trump's bullshit about windmills causing cancer, we're basically going to probably have a circle. Not a good time to be a fucking idiot. But at the same time, it apparently is the best time to be a fucking idiot. Let's see what these fucking idiots had to say. Oh, and then they just kept going. Spanish police stop man's dog lockdown scheme. Independence Day cloud spooks people. Yeah. But yeah, let's just come on, man. Let the virus. Can we please get a virus where if you can't read words over a certain syllabic length, you just die of it? That'd be great. Can you do these math problems? You are dying of the plague now. So, this guy came up with a really ingenious way to get around the whole social distancing thing. You can probably guess what it is. You take waifu Tommy Loren more seriously than Candace Owens. Listen, I'm not saying I wouldn't have sex with Candace Owens or Tommy Loren. They're both good-looking women. And my standards in terms of who all fall into bed to, very, very low. I mean, they're very limited in terms of the standards, right? The point is, though, that these Candace Owens and Tommy Loren should both be working at a Forever 21. They maybe manager, maybe store manager, maybe. That's it. These are not people who other people should be listening to and taking remotely seriously, ever. If you are one of those people, I feel like this is like a 90s drug PSA. Stop it. Get some help. Because the fact is the Ben Shapiro's, the Candace Owens, the Steven Crowder's, right? The Dave Rubins, the PragerU's, anyone associated with the Blaze, anyone associated with the Daily Wire, anyone associated with the Federalist. Yes, I get SJWs were a really big thing. Oh my God, they're gonna destroy the. Doesn't fucking matter now. These people are selling you abject horse shit. And you can even see it, especially with Candace Owens, because she's actually backing up the Glenn Beck line of like, we need to take our economy, we need to think of our economy first and our human lives second. And then the defenders come out. And when you see the defenders piddling defenses of this god-awful dog shit way of thinking, and you see how they're like, well, you're just misconstruing their words like the fake news media. You realize that you're dealing with cultists. These aren't even, they've gone past ideologues. These people who are like backing Trump, backing the Matt Gaetz, Glenn Beck perspective on things, these are not ideologues with different views than you. These are mindless, thoughtless, unquestioning fucking cultists whose only interest is in making sure that the libs are owned, that we're making America great again. Doesn't matter what that means as long as we're doing it. And once again, that the libs are owned. And also media is all fake unless it's the media that they work for. If you're following these fucking people, you're in a really, really bad way. If you're taking shit seriously from Ben, and I don't give a fuck how much the whole like, I'm open-minded, I want to hear all perspectives. No, that's the same sort of like, there's a mentality which takes like competing perspectives with equal merit are worth listening to, versus like, you know what? Well, I kind of think like Nobel laureate economists and Alex Jones are kind of on the same level. We need to shed these notions. Because for the last 6 or 7 years now, honestly, and probably longer, genuinely stupid people with horribly destructive ideas, which are very very dangerous to you as an individual, if you actually comport yourselves according to them, they've been given such a platform because this culture war bullshit, which I am ashamed to say I took part in once myself, has brought us to a point where if somebody says somebody you think is stupid is also stupid, you are inclined to agree with the other shit that they say. Meanwhile, the notion of an open mind means rejecting anything that's mainstream and promoting anything which comports to your particular fucking worldview. If we all die off from this coronavirus, and then we have idiots like the PragerU set still telling us that, we need to worship the stock market and make sure that, we don't sacrifice too many lives to it, but just enough to keep the gods of the market appeased. Well, if we go extinct from this virus, or if we go extinct from anything, we do genuinely fucking deserve it. Because right now there are primates out there. There are lizards out there who probably have a better understanding of ecological systems and overall social systems than these fucking people do. Because to them, they won't know that things are bad until their internet goes out and they can't pay their way to get it turned back on so they can go make more money. They don't give a fuck about you. They don't give a fuck about society. They don't even really typically tend to understand what the economy is or why it's important or how it should work or why it is that what we're seeing right now is it's basically pulling back the curtain and showing how fragile and fucked up and ultimately terrible our systems fundamentally are, and how maybe with this whole calamity we're coming into. We can have a catalyst to actually push ourselves into a better place of being, to where we have systems which are fundamentally geared, instead of promoting wealth and celebrity, promoting the well-being of all people, so that much in that Roddenberry vision, we can all, maybe instead of focusing on just generating wealth and becoming the richest, biggest badass with the best lawn, the biggest car on the block, we can focus on improving ourselves and mastering what it is we love. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, let's watch this dinosaur guy. Give me dinosaur guy. How are you gonna argue with that guy? Oh, the cop gets out. He's like, I need to just take a picture of this whole dinosaur. Come here. No, it's fine. I'm not coughing on anyone, officer. You gotta speak Spanish, know what that says. Stay in your home. Unless you a dinosaur. So, there was that dinosaur guy. Let's see, Pope Francis. Will you not be a bitch, please? Thank you. Okay. Pope Francis decided he was going to have himself a little massy mass there. And, oh, hey, look, it's that same blonde they promote. Now she's standing around 4 race cars. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So here we have it, though. The Pope giving a mass prayer to an empty fucking area. Except for the gift cart. The gift cart's there still, of course. But see, this is the point, though, when like you really need to be hoping fucking God is listening. Because if he's not, well, no one else is there to help you, son. So there we are, though. We made it to the fucking 1 hour mark. We've got ourselves a bit of Kubiakism, let's call it. Kubiakism. If you enjoyed the previous accordion metal songs I sent previously, rejoice. Igor's new album is out today. Here's the last cut from it. Let's have a fucking look and see what Larry is, what beauties Larry has brought to us tonight. It does. I'm gonna get rid of that image though. Well, that was something, wasn't it? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Wait a second. Hang on. Oh, that's not working, is it? Oh, good. I'm back. Thank Christ. Okay, good. Except I gotta offer you this. This is what it reminded me of, Larry. I think this is it. Oh, yes.
وعلاش تعدي ويلي بقدي بالواقع مرات خالتي ما تخري ولا عشت هبان
Yeah, you know what this is. The accordions in this. I love the accordions. Also, let me just take a moment though to thank the fucking internet gods for hopefully letting me be the first person in a long time to get copy struck over something from The Fifth Element, which is a film that should not be forgotten, but seems forgotten, except by those who know. In the afterworld, there will be a small cult dedicated to the following of The Fifth Element, because it is one of the most colorful and amazing sci-fi films ever made, but let's continue with the song. Here they come. Yes, back when Luc Besson could still make movies. Habib would be so proud right now. Multipass.
شدوني يا مونس والهم يا بنت العام منك مني هي بنت عمي ارحم والدام
I'm so happy I had an excuse to play this.
يا بنت العام منك مني
Yeah, I just said though, I am so happy I found an excuse to actually search this song and find it, because I have loved this track ever since this film came out, and I saw this fucker in theaters. Yes, I am old, and I am okay with that.
هي بنت عمي ارحم والدام وعلاش تحكي وحدك نكدي بالنيران مرة تخوي مرة تخفي والعش تهبانا وعلاش تحكي وحدك نكدي بالنيران مرة تخوي.
A lot of people hated this film because of Chris Tucker. Chris Tucker made that film. Well, I mean, not him alone, but everything about that film was goddamn brilliant. Even watching it again now, when you see like the very cheap set pieces and all of that, you're like, this is fine, because this film is pure fun.
مرة تخفي والعش تهبانا.
Dina 907 Dina suggests we should watch Fifth Element on one of our movie nights. In Twitch, give me pinkies up if you agree with this, and then I will naturally shoot it down, because I would never dare violate copyright. But if that's a thing, I will watch. Okay, I'm just gonna pause it one more time, just to say I am so happy that you are all giving me and yourselves and us all a really, really good excuse to watch The Fifth Element while we're all locked down, because I hadn't even thought of that. But look at what we came to. Look at where we are. Look at what we did. We did this together. Don't forget Streamlabs.
يا ليلي يا ليلي يا ليلي.
A completely, without a doubt, unquestionable, good excuse to play that song and to remember that film, The Fifth Element. It was wonderful. Fucking worth it. Okay, time to bring some people in. I guess I'm gonna just, just to make it fair too, I'm gonna bring in my normal Andy Rickles, known as Jables Rickles, Andy Jables, Don Trickles, Trickly Penis. Jables has a trickly penis. Yes. Hello, Jables.
Hello. I was typing out a Streamlabs.
Well, that's okay. You can continue doing that by all means.
Yeah.
I don't want to stop you from giving me money. No, I mean,
I think it's amazing that I keep hitting this first roll every time. Really weird.
It is weird. It's almost like I'm doing it on purpose and I announce it beforehand. I know.
Yeah.
But well, I mean,
I'm not sure how all that works.
here's the thing, is to prove that it's fair, the first person who won the actual role Neither of us wanted this one, but it's Crab. Hello, Crab.
Oh, hey.
Crab leg special, $9.99.
I was having a Streamlabs
That's kind of a standard. That's kind of a standard price for crab legs, I think.
No, Jables got that wrong when he made that nickname. I'm a $20
You didn't make that nickname.
Well, whoever did. I think it was you, but whoever did. They
No, there
mispriced
are
me.
several people whose only ability is to change people.
Well, whoever did, all right. They're undervaluing my potential.
That's true. It should
Oh,
be
that,
at least
that reminds.
crab legs should go for at least $13.99 if we're being honest with ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I don't know. I don't go out to eat anymore.
Yeah.
I'm kind of retarded.
Also,
hang
I do
on,
have a
hang on.
Discord announcement.
Well, Jables, just real quick, thank you for the $5. And just to clarify, you were having to focus on typing out the sentence, yes, The Fifth Element is one of my favorite films.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. No,
Well,
fine.
no, it was clicking through everything and entering my password and all that jazz. That was really
Yeah.
didn't have to.
I'll be honest with you.
I don't know. I've never given money to anyone.
I'm kind of retarded.
Yeah. But I do have a Discord announcement. There is a new rule called the remover. Those people are allowed to delete other people's messages. That's about all that they can do.
And I will actually say, as a Discord, actually, no, I do have a bit of a Discord announcement myself. It might seem strange or pedantic or retarded, but if it means nothing, then that's the worst it does. And if it's helpful, to a number of my like normie friends on YouTube, on Facebook especially, I've noticed and Twitter too. I've noticed this increasing, the malaise, the despondency that comes with having to lock yourself down and worry about or is the species gonna survive, which is sad because most people think of it in terms of states or nations, when this is something that doesn't. Yeah, this is a species-wide event, y'all. Like, wrap your heads around that. Stop thinking in terms of like, oh, I hope my country comes back and we can go back to the what. No. This is a species-wide event, but as such, like, I've been opening up the Discord, inviting more and more people into it who don't necessarily watch the show. Now, granted, I'd love it if they did. But because the way you weird fucking people are, in that you're like wholly welcoming to new people, and when new people show up, I notice like it's something I kind of like is like when new people show up. Like when the server announces somebody new's there, everybody's like, "Yay, fresh meat!" But no, I mean it's.
Hey, how's it going? What you do?
Yeah, but it's been
Hey.
Yeah, but it's I mean it's been a fucking it's been a nice thing. So what I've been doing is inviting people like, hey, if you are socially isolated, this is a great community, great place you can just go and talk to other people. You can even, like, if you jump into a voice chat, if somebody else sees you there, they'll just jump in to say, hey, how's it going? And that's kind of, yeah, that's true. I mean, if anybody sees anybody else in a voice chat, it's just like they'll pop in and be like, hey, what's up? You want to talk? You want to just hang out for a bit? You want to watch some, like, hey, let me stream this shit. Let me show you some fucking weird-ass videos I found. And when it comes to the normie Facebook friends I have, I can't help but think that, well, I shudder to think at what it is some of you people might show them. But, you know.
Yeah, don't hear it.
Jables, get on that not safe for work thread.
Yeah,
No, Nick said he doesn't want to not safe.
Jables bot is malfunctioning, so you wanna try again?
Hold on.
No, it's fine. But I mean, if you're in the Discord and you hang out there, and I hope you do, you might notice maybe an influx of new people. Now, tomorrow night we will be having a movie night because episode 3 of Ascendance, the series that I'm featured in, is actually coming out for free to watch. And the director and at least one of the other actors I worked with, they're both good people, said that they'd actually be interested in jumping into the viewing room, and then we can all actually watch Fifth Element afterwards, so we can see what really actually like what sci-fi can look like when you actually put effort and money into it. But no, they agreed to come in. So there might be some new people showing up you're not familiar with. They be aware they might not be familiar with internet slang or culture, but I've kind of decided like I would love it if this show and the Discord and everything like I'm doing here could serve as like, well, some sort of thing like, you know, which makes people at least offers people maybe a couple hours of distraction on a given number of nights throughout the week, to where they don't have to worry about, am I going to get sick and die? Are people I love going to get sick and die? Is the economy going to... Fuck all of that noise. Let's watch funny videos and cool movies together, and we'll laugh at stupid news items together. And that's like, this is how we're going to survive this shit. Because when I am your king in the ashes of the wasteland, I will still make sure you laugh at the funny ways that the corpses in the wasteland are positioned.
And Ascension is a really good show that deserves more recognition.
Did you enjoy it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Honestly,
I've been enjoying it.
Well, tomorrow there's only, as far as I'm aware, there's only 2 other episodes, as it was, short films basically that were filmed, and then after that we're just bucking to get a deal with Netflix right now. But I told Don that I'm like, yeah, listen, I'm showing this. I'm screening this in Discord to all of my people. He's like, oh, how'd they like it? And I'm like, they like it. They like it a lot better than Amy in a Cage. Like, well, that. And he's like, well, that's not saying much. I'm like, I know. We need more screaming.
Cage, you watch Amy in a Cage as a case study. You watch Ascension as an actual film.
Well, it's Ascendance.
Yeah.
But I mean, well, here's the weird thing is because like there was a few people who were like, I want to know what happens. I want to know what happens. The truth is I've already written the novel. I decided what happens. And now I'm just dragging the director, producer, creator of this universe along. I'm like, yes, I know. It is still your intellectual property. I am just the landscaper who makes it look good. So, but yeah, no, it gets... I mean, I made it a lot weirder than it initially was. And it's a lot better for it, I would say. But we haven't filmed any of that yet, so... But yeah, my character, Neil, I'm actually... I'll just give you a bit of insight about that. So the character I got cast as is Neil. He's like this, like, you know, kind of like captain in this resistance movement against what is an established society-wide system of control, which is science believes that it has found evidence of an afterlife, and it believes because of that it is determined as a genetic factor as to whether or not you get into the afterlife. And I'm not going to give away what that is, because that's weird as fuck. But a lot of people don't like that. So this character, Neil's one of them. And then in my writing and my sketching out of things, he dies.
I got the impression that the Institute was the underdog.
No. The Institute's the bad guy. Well, no, the Institute's not even the bad guys. The Institute thinks they're the good guys, but they're kind of the bad guys, but they're doing the work of the bad guys, but those bad guys aren't actually bad. It's listen, it's fucking complicated. I spent like several years thinking about this, but the most fun I'm gonna have is because...
Yeah, but the way I saw it, it looked like the Institute was the smaller group, and you were like a government official.
Yeah, well, that's because, you know, Don was working on a limited budget, and again, he even said he's not like the real storyteller. He's a producer of things, and also he had no idea what he had on his hands until I came along. But let's just say that Neil dies really badly, like excruciatingly bad, and then he gets to die again. So Poor
Well,
boy.
I just want to see how you die now, because I'm a.
I just love how Jables bounced out. He's like, I don't want spoilers. But yeah, actually that'd be fun though.
And the chat is abusing the highlight. The
Re-
highlights again.
rewatch the Ascendant series, and then watch Fifth Element and with Dawn and be like, see Dawn, that's how you do that. So what is this you sent me, Crab? Here, Mr. Thomas Friedman. Why would I? Okay, well, you know what? I need to go get another drink. So how about this, Crab? Oh, yeah.
It's some non-local music.
Why the
Little
fuck
music
is
piece.
Jables back? Jables, where'd you go?
I had.
Well, that doesn't explain anything.
Yeah, no, I had to restart Discord. 'Cause it wasn't giving me a good enough connection.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. I'm gonna mute myself, and I'm also gonna mute you, and I'm actually gonna play what Crab sent me for $1, because I need every dollar I can get. Let's see what this is. Oh, hello. Wait, what? What is this? Okay then. And I will be right back with all of y'all. Okay.
About how
Okay.
Jews and Mexicans should
Okay.
swap hats.
Hey, holy shit! I'm glad. See, this is what happens
Jables is being anti-Semitic again.
right now. This
No,
is
I'm
what
not.
happens.
I'm not.
Fuck.
I'm
Oh,
protecting their
he ran
skin.
away. He ran away. I can see. This is fantastic, though, Jables. This is what happens when the president is not paying attention. All of a sudden, Mexicans get into my streams, and it's completely out. All of a sudden, we've all got coronavirus, the Chinese Mexican virus, and this Mexican virus. I'm not gonna stand for it, but I do have to ask though. So like, I'm actually digging. I am kind of digging this, but I need to ask if Crab, or have any of you ever heard of Beats Antique?
No.
It sounds familiar, but I wouldn't say I know it.
Let me. I'm gonna stream this to y'all, and I'm gonna see if the sound resonates on it. I think this might be.
Yeah.
All right, fuck it. I'll just
Well, look
because
at
it was.
President taken back across the border once some authority. I see what's up.
Yeah. Well, like so, like if you look at the stream, like hang on, yeah, there we go. Like there's this live one where it's the belly dancer. Actually, fuck it. I might as well just show this to everyone because everyone deserves to see this because it's phenomenal. This is Beats Antique. They have more tracks that I love than there are stars in the sky. yeah, so that is Beats Antique. They are
Tunes.
old time. Oh yeah, old school. Like one of my favorite bands. I've actually loved. That's another one of these bands like I've loved for fucking 12 years now. And every so often, like I follow them on Facebook. Like we got a new album out. I'm like, oh, that's cool. When was the last? Holy shit, you've had 4 albums come out since last time I checked. That's yeah, yeah. They are a fucking phenomenal group. It's I don't know. You could call it a bit hipster if you want, but I like it. And also, yeah, good thing a
Nothing wrong
Mexican
with hipster.
ran back across the border. Because you know what? I'm not playing the sombrero dance, dude. Mexican hat dance. No, it's not happening, Presidente. You can stop DMing me about it, okay? I don't give a shit if you want your family excited about anything. It doesn't matter. Oh, wait,
Totally go
hang
back to
on.
his country.
Hang on, I forgot about this song. Beauty Beats.
Wait, hold on. There's something going on in the chat right now. Don't date a gypsy if you're richer. That's
Here, this was actually the track I was thinking of. This was the track I was thinking of. It's hard for me not to love that sound. And yeah, I saw a few people saying it sounds like Middle Eastern country music.
Or folk music more like.
Middle Eastern
like it too.
folk remixed by somebody who owns Fruity Loops. Yeah?
yeah.
I love it though. I've been listening to that shit for like 12 years now. That's good shit. I like it. So Crab, give us your best racist take on why that song's not good. No,
Why
I
it's
don't
not
actually
good?
don't actually do that. No. You're terrible.
Well, now I'm kind of curious.
Well, I know. I mean, why are you? Why are you such a racist when it comes to music rap? I gotta know.
Music should serve the states and our. That's all I got.
It's like I can't. Crabs this shit. Like I can't line dance to that shit. How many steps is that?
Wait. No. Music should serve the state. So you're not an ANCOM. You're an ARTCOM.
I can't improvise jokes. All right, I have to write it down.
Well, I mean, in that
I need a
sense,
script.
Yeah, no, in that sense. I mean, you are a true libertarian in that sense, Crab. It's like, wait, I can't make fun of taxes or government? Nah, I got nothing. Well, so out of all the music you heard, what was your favorite track tonight?
Probably the first one from Beats Antique.
So you like Beats Antique?
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, honestly, have you ever heard them before?
No, first time.
Okay. This is one of those things, it's funny, like, and I've been saying this for a while, like, there's this impulse in a lot of people, you can almost call it the hipster impulse, right? When someone hasn't heard of something, you're like, oh my god, how have you not heard of that? And a lot of people get that, and a lot of people run with it, and then I notice, like, for my part at least, I noticed at a certain point, it's like, oh, you haven't heard of this artist? They have so much shit out right now. You are so lucky. You get a whole new rabbit hole to dive down, and it's going to be amazing for you. I wish I could re-experience this like you're about to. And so, yeah, if you like them, dude, honestly, check them out. Like, just look through Beats Antique's catalog, because I can't... In all of the shit I've heard from them, the worst I've ever gotten... Like, the worst, like, impression I've ever had from many of their songs was, this doesn't really stir me like the others do. You know? And it's an amazing group. Utterly, like, astounding. So, good on you. So what do you...
I think they would be fun to see live, too. Especially with that lead girl.
Yeah, well, that first song was a live song, too. And, yeah, it's one of those, like... You listen to a band long enough in their studio tracks, and you're like, oh my god, this is amazing. And then you see what they're like, you're like, oh my god, they're better live? How is that possible? They're like, oh, because they really try.
Rain flowing through her.
Yeah, because they really try. So, anything you want to leave us with tonight, Krabby Crab?
Stay home, stay safe, don't get corona. Except it's the beer.
Yeah, you can still have the beer.
Yeah, no, it's good.
Yeah, drink the beer, don't get the virus.
Yeah, but actually, don't.
I wouldn't recommend the beer, but
I wouldn't recommend the beer. But if it's all you can have,
yeah.
honestly, like there would be a bent irony. I hope to see a story. I want to see like it's got to be somebody who can write. But I want them to go down to their corner store in the midst of a quarantine, lockdown, stay-at-home thing. And the only beer left is Corona, and then they're the only. They take all the Corona home because they're like, I need this alcohol, and then they're the only ones to survive in their neighborhood.
Yeah, well, that's because they're drinking plenty of water.
Oh, loads of water, yeah. Before I boot Crab, before I boot Crab, I'd like him to appreciate this length of prepperism that I've gone through, in addition to like buying a bunch of goods. And I'm actually going to be baking. By the way, let me take this opportunity to remind everyone, Rule 303 is in full effect right now. If you have the means to do something, you have an obligation to do something. Doesn't have to be big if you can help people out. I found out my neighbor he's been so fucking poor just getting by paying rent. He wasn't able to stock up at all. I was fortunately able to, because I'm poor enough to get food stamps. So, but also, like, yeah, I mean, like, my dad's like, here's $500, go get food. Well, no, he didn't give me $500. So he gave me some money. He's like, go get food and make sure you're okay. And he told me, this neighbor of mine told me he had no provisions. He's like, yeah, no, I mean, I'll be fine for like maybe a week if I stretch it out. And I realized like I bought a fuck ton of flour, cornmeal, and I have like a fucking 2-pound bag of yeast. I'm going to be making so much goddamn bread and giving it to my neighbors who haven't provided. Like, here, look, I got slightly expired cans of this. I've got some pasta noodles, and I've got bread. If you have the means to do something, you have the obligation to do that thing.
Oh,
I actually
also,
had one.
everybody in the chat, little food fact: if your milk is technically spoiled but not chunky, great for baking. It does not have an effect on the flavor.
Yep. Actually, if anything, it actually probably works to the culturing better.
I actually had one serious question.
Okay.
If I can be serious for a moment.
Yeah. I mean, I'm going to have to adjust to it, but yes.
Speaking as someone who wants to who wants to better his cooking skills, what's your advice for someone who wants to start baking?
I'm going to leave that
if you want-
Jables.
like-
Jables is more of a baker than I am.
Yeah, I actually I did my entire senior project on baking.
Yeah, okay, I didn't
Yeah,
know that.
yeah.
So I was
Yeah,
proven
I
even
had to
more
do-
right.
I had to do a 20-minute oral presentation on baking and write like a 30-page paper about it.
'Cause I'm actually really
so
interested in cooking bread.
Yeah, so if you're interested in bread specifically, but it depends on what kind of bread you want to make. Especially if you're like doing like sourdough or something, you need a good starter, and that gives you a lot of like your yeast and your good bacterias that'll actually help make like a good loaf. But if you just want to get down to baking in general, it's very specific. So if you just follow the instructions in any cookbook on a basic baking thing, you'll generally get it right. You do need to adjust for the altitude that you're at, though. So make sure to look into that a little bit. Overall, just start with basic things and then work your way up.
Yeah.
That's really all you have to do. You're gonna fuck it up the first few times for sure.
I would actually honestly like as somebody who's just started making bread myself, like I've just started baking and playing with that. And I mean, so like I spent years as a cook and I'm a bit of a chef. One thing I learned actually from a Dutch baker is that baking is an entirely different world than cooking. Cooking requires, it's weird because baking is you have to get it right and then leave it alone. And as long as you got it right, if you leave it alone for the amount of time you're supposed to leave it alone, it'll be fine. Cooking, little different. Like, if you fuck things up, you can fix them. Or if you did everything right, it can still get fucked up, but you can fix it if you know what you're doing. It's a weird thing. But
That's what scares me about baking is that it's supposed to be so
you know what?
exact.
I mean, honestly,
follow the recipes to a T.
Follow the recipes to a T, but if you want something that's like hard to fuck up, which will give you a really good result, something you'll really enjoy and you can fuck with, and then get into that feeling, because there is cooking, baking, it's all about technique. And technique is something grown within you once you actually say, like, I'm doing this. Like, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do it, and I'm going to enjoy it, and then I'm going to learn to do it good and do it my own way, which is where you get your own recipes from. I would say, honestly, if you want to, if you want to just make a loaf of bread, just have a loaf of bread, and prove to yourself you can do it, make beer bread. Easiest fucking thing in the world. But it's not a cheap, easy sort of like, hey, look, I did it thing. Like, you can fuck with that shit in so many ways that it makes it fun. And it's always tasty. And when it comes out, and then you're like, well, shit, I should get some, like, real yeast. And I should bake a proper loaf of bread. And the first time you do it, you'll be like, well, this is technically bread. I did good. But I can already taste what I need to do different next time. That's the trick. And then after that, it's just learning the specifics. Baking is a thing where like you need to know the program, right? You need to know what you need to do, what like the measurements, everything needs to be exact, and the timing, everything needs to be exact. But then fuck off. Why do I need to get these sneezing fits? One more. No. Two more. Wait.
Because it's springtime.
No, I'm good. No, it's just me. But no, even with beer bread, here's the weird thing I found is like when you get the dough ready, and it's a no knead dough. You don't need to knead it. That's one of my things when it comes to bread dough. I fuck up kneading it every time somehow. Probably because I don't have the patience for it. Because baking does take an extraordinary amount of patience. But even with beer bread, like you get that dough, and when it's just starting to form up into a dough, and you're like, you know what, I'm gonna throw a bunch of fucking basil and Parmesan in here, and then you knead that shit in lightly for like 2 minutes, and then you bake that shit in a not bread dish, but like a Pyrex fucking casserole dish or whatever you've got, and then that thing flops out, and you're like, oh, I'm sure this is awful, and then you slice a piece off, and you're like, oh my god, I'm a genius. Yeah, honestly, start with a beer bread recipe. I can give you from my own experience, and this is across the board. It said, cheap like fizzy domestic shit beer is actually the best for beer bread.
Oh.
Yeah, the yeast content in it is so already abundant that it can't wait
to like a big pack of Miller Lite or Coors Light or something like that.
I'd go, honestly, I've done my
I'd go cheaper. I'd go Natty Ice even.
I haven't gone Natty Ice. I've done PBR, and PBR actually makes a really good bread. But yeah, I mean, like when you do that, and that's the thing too, is like when you get the dough, like Larry in the chat says, I want a croissant, right? Here's the thing. The thing about dough is you can do whatever the fuck you want with it. Like, it'll bake into whatever you confine it into or form it into. It'll be fine with it. So you want to take, like, little pieces off. One of the cooking channels I've fallen down a rabbit hole recently with, I mentioned this. It's a Chinese cooking channel, and it's all Chinese language. And they don't give you any exact measurements. So you're just watching them do it in that close-up cooking cam vid. Hearing, like,
What's about that?
Like, okay, wait, hang on. They put some sugar and an egg in there. I can do that. And then you realize, just like cooking, honestly, like, yeah, baking is a precision art, but the best way to learn it is to just start fucking around and doing it, because 9 out of 10 times, your worst fuck up is gonna still taste delicious.
Yeah,
and it's fun.
I got started into baking with like a chocolate. I'll make some dank chocolate chip cookies.
Let me see if
I'm not into sweet stuff. I just really wanted to make some bread.
Yeah. If you want to make bread, start with beer bread. It's the easiest. You don't have to deal with starters. You don't have to deal with like making the other. It's a lot less.
Because it seems like a good skill to have to make your own bread.
It is.
Like,
it is.
It is.
Food.
Well, it's the other thing too, is like when you realize how, like, you know, when you actually get to making your own bread, and you know, you get into it, even if you're not good at it, but you can still make decent-ish bread loaves. You go to the grocery store and you look at like the $1 like, hey, super enriched white bread loaf, and you're like, $1? Really? Fuck you.
Yeah.
I ain't getting ripped off.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's...
and also,
Go on.
Another thing, Nick, you've been saying that it's like you have to be really patient. No, you just have to plan it around things that you're gonna do that.
Yeah.
Like,
Just as And yeah,
Have some other things going on that day. Don't just plan, hey, I'm making bread today, because then you'll be fucked.
yeah. I mean, yeah. It's the watch pot never boils thing. It's yeah, it's a classic thing. Like you want to make sure, like like if you're gonna be doing this, like yeah, you know what? Because like if that shit's got to rise for 45 minutes, find something to do. Don't worry about it rising. Leave it alone. Leave it alone. And if you're late by 2 minutes, that's fine. You're okay. Just don't undercut it. The only
Joe Rogan, leave it alone.
Yeah, the only time you have to worry about that is when you're baking it. Because if like you leave it for an extra couple minutes, yeah, you might not get the result you want. But that's kind of the trick. And honestly, like if you're curious about trying to bake right now, lockdown time, if you got flour, yeast, and or beer, sugar, and whatever else you might want to put in that shit, now's the time to start learning it. Because honestly, like if we don't come out of this whole lockdown thing where like they're like, okay, you can go to the grocery store, but only go there when you absolutely have to. If we haven't learned how to make the kind of shit that so many of us buy at jacked up prices, using ingredients that are cheaper in total than 10 times the supply of that would be buying it whole, we don't deserve to survive. My goal for the next 2 weeks, I'm going to learn to make noodles and wontons.
Oh, nice. Wontons are...
Yeah, and even that with that Chinese channel. And by the way, Dina, I will try and find the link to that channel, and I will try and post it for everyone because I've loved it. But I watched them make wonton and an egg roll wraps, even just out of fresh dough. Like, here's flour, add egg, add sugar, add this, mix up. Let's sit, punch down, need more. Let's sit, need more. Pull out, and then they like roll the dough into this one long tube, right? And then they just take it, and you see them at the end. They'll like go down like a half an inch, pinch it off, take whatever's pinched off, twist it, and they've got a ball. They got a ball of dough, and then they just push a finger down in it, push a bunch of crab and pork into that, push it up over it, and then twist the top, and then boil those, and that's dumplings.
Yep.
I'm like, wow, why am I paying $9 for 5 dumplings from the Chinese restaurant who knows they're ripping me off? I could just make them at home.
Because you'll be eating so many dumplings.
Well, because you have to pay for labor and all that, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, see.
Yeah, it goes up as people need to get paid for the things that you want. So,
yeah,
cut out the middleman and just do it yourself.
Exactly. Between crab rangoons and sushi, I will never feel comfortable paying an Asian person for food again.
That's unfortunate. What about the Asian cashier at the Asian market?
What about her? They wouldn't.
You're just gonna steal all that shit? You're not gonna give them money?
Yeah, I'm just. You know what I'm gonna do?
Like go into
I'm gonna make.
pick a pocket chef and just say, like, something like,
Well, I mean, for fuck's sake, I recently made shrimp and bacon and cream cheese sushi rolls, which are amazing, by the way. And I just, at this point, like, I just want to start making my own shit, right? I want to make like a whole little. I'm gonna order on Amazon whenever they reopen. A whole like stack of those to go, like those Asian cuisine to go containers that they always give you the sushi in at the supermarkets. And I'm gonna just bring down like a small dish of like dumplings and sushi that I made. And they'll be like, "Oh, we do not accept returns. Sorry, sir." And I'll be like, No. I'm showing you this because I figured out your secret and you're never getting my money again. Sir, I don't think you've ever eaten here before. That is not consequential to my point. And take this food. You want me to take your food? You came to a restaurant, and now you are asking the restaurant people to take your food for free. Yes. You're kind of an idiot, aren't you? That's not consequential either. Take it. And they'll eat it and be like, it's fucking
not
good.
The point.
Or start your own food truck. Your own sushi truck.
I'm pretty sure I know who this guy is, though. He lives up the street, and there's no way his credit rating will ever let him open a restaurant. So thank God we're safe. Hey, Those crab rangoons, they're $9 now. Fuck, $8. $9. Only half the cream cheese. Put a little piece of crab in there. They will still buy it, trust me.
All I'm saying is that a bunch of food trucks are just parked and shut down right now. You could, in theory, do a thing that I'm not going to say. But, you know.
Steal the food trucks and make a fleet.
I never said anything like that.
Steal the food trucks and make a fleet of culinary battleships.
That's the entrepreneur spirit. American spirit at work.
Exactly.
American spirit. That's the cigarettes I smoke.
Exactly. That's the true American spirit. It's like when you look around and you say to yourself, "Holy shit, the world's falling apart and my lungs hurt. Now's the perfect time to steal other people's shit and make money on it." And that's how you get Apple. Anyway, Crab, you are now worth $12.99. Have an excellent evening and join us for movie night tomorrow.
All right.
That was easy. That was nice and clean. That was clean. That was nice and clean. All right, Ben's here next. Ben is on the front lines with FEMA, by the way.
I hope.
You hope?
Yeah, I'm not working with them right now.
Oh, why not? What'd you do? How'd you fuck that up?
Oh, no, I'm just waiting on a response.
Oh. So, what you're telling me is that you're still unemployed.
Yeah, basically.
You are the exact kind of person Rick Scott has been warning us about. Next thing you know, you're just going to want money and food so you can survive, right?
Yeah. Drag Dina into the chat if you.
Why?
Because Ben's got a crush. Hey, Dina, Ben's totally crushing on you, but he wanted to talk to you.
Yeah, he's got the huge hots for you.
Yeah, he sent me this note he wanted me to give to you. It's got 2 big boxes. Do you like me, yes or no?
There is a maybe section, but it's hidden.
God.
And he says if no,
the maybe
if yes, he'll do a backflip, and no, if you have to date him. So
the maybe section is written in lemon juice, so you'd have to bring it into your bedroom where the black light is, and you could look it under the black light because the 90s never ended.
Yeah. Well, it's either a black light or you gotta hold it over a toaster so it kind of burns the lemon juice a little bit.
Anyway, on a serious note, Dina, please explain to us why Ben's dreams of helping people in a crisis will never happen.
Fuck you.
They're gonna happen.
Oh.
No.
Listen, I had 2 very defined projections as to why it was he wanted me to bring you in here, and apparently both of them were wrong. So congratulations, Ben, you've bested me finally.
Ah, fuck you.
Don't ever admit to that, Nick. He will never let you live it down.
Oh, no, it won't be a very big deal when his lungs are filled with fluid in a few months' time. Ironically, in the desert, where everyone desires water, and so much of it is held in the lungs of the ill.
That's why we just get sick people to spit in other people's mouths.
That might honestly be the darkest. That might be the darkest pandemic joke I've made to date.
Oh my God. And you just said it so happily, Jables. It's like, hey,
I know, Jables. Why did you make such a horrible joke, Jables? Nothing to do with me. I didn't do any of that shit. Blame Jables. Hashtag blame Jables.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the comedy clubs are closed and I can't do open mics, so I'm fucking itching.
Yeah. All
Yeah.
Jables.
Yeah.
Do you guys want to know like a serious pandemic apocalyptic challenge for an American? Me, specifically. I've got such a sharp jaw and pronounced chin that growing a second chin by virtue of eating poorly and drinking too much beer is way more of a challenge than I'm into. I might as well take up P90X.
Yeah.
Yeah, CPAC.
Fucking unfair is what I'll tell you that. Yeah. So, well, anyway, so, but Dina, how have you been
Yes.
faring this crisis up in Alaska where, actually, I haven't, how many cases are in Alaska right now?
Less than 20?
40.
I wasn't
No,
asking
no.
you, Arizona man!
Fuck you.
Shush.
That
shush.
is the opposite climate. Why would we be asking you?
Yes, I'm gonna call up Jair Bolsonaro to find out how Canada is doing.
Well, I wouldn't know how
Checking.
Canada's doing.
Canada is doing just fine, just like China.
Yeah. Mm.
Listen,
That's
y'all,
not what
I'm pretty
Peanut
sure
says,
we're
but-
all gonna just snowboard our way through this plague, and then when it comes time, we'll just bounce it clean out the bar. And then we'll paint it up in blackface, and no one will ever want to talk to it again.
Yeah, so how's the Yukon, yo?
That's Justin Trudeau's exceptionally Canadian response to the coronavirus. It's like, well, honestly, if it just does blackface and never apologizes, then clearly it's just gonna go away in a few days, and then we can reopen for business, because the whole world's waiting for our maple syrup.
Yes.
Yep.
Anyways, how are things in Alaska? You got like
Yeah.
what, 4 cases?
What? What'd you say, Jables?
I said you've got like what, 4 cases?
No. And don't start with that. There's only 6 real people in Alaska. Bullshit.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
It's like, as it turns out, Alaska is a strange version of Westworld where people just desire to live like Eskimos. 90% of the population are just robots, and half of them are Jeffrey Wright. And that's when
no.
that's how people knew things were wrong. They're like, I never expected this many black folk in Alaska.
I wasn't asking about cases of coronavirus. I was asking about cases of booze.
Asking about what?
Cases of booze.
Oh, cases
Alcohol.
of booze. Oh, okay.
Got like what, 4 cases?
Yeah, maybe left on the shelves. Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe. Oh
God
God.
Well,
I don't know. I'd have to go check the warehouse that's in Midtown.
Yeah. Because the thing is Alaska is so sparsely populated, everybody is actually part in one way or another of the overall supply chain. So, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, Dina, how are steers doing up there? Well, Jethro from Panakawanga decided he was going to shoot one in the head, and he did that, so we arrested him. So we're minus 2 steers now. I'm so glad that joke mildly landed, because I was like, I just Forrest Gumped my way into it. Like, okay, that's where we're going with this.
Isn't that fun when you start a joke and don't know how you're gonna end it?
Mm-hmm. And it kind of works out because everyone's like, and Dina's like, half of the audience is like, ha ha ha, yeah, I know that guy fucks cows. Oh, rule of 3's in effect, bitches. Look at that. Made a joke, made a meta joke about the joke, made another joke about the effect of the joke. Look at that. I am a professional. That's why I am better at what Seth Meyers is doing right now than he is. That's the thing. I've been doing this for 3 years now, and I've been doing this for like not quite, about a little, almost a year solo. I don't hear audience response. I don't hear laughter, but also I know that speaking into a condenser mic, thank you, Canuck, is a lot better than just like, hey guys, so like I'm a millionaire who works on NBC, and I never thought that anything outside of a Yeti snowball would be something I needed at home. So actually, no. Hey guys, I'm gonna just speak into my Logitech webcam and call it a late night show. Donald Trump, man, can you imagine? He's so bad. By the way, I'm totally not sitting in my garage because You know, we all have families and houses and garages. Y'all can identify with that, right?
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry.
that's on a Ferrari right next to me. Don't worry about that.
I
That's,
mean, at least
Oh,
John,
God.
at least John Oliver has like the the good sense to be like, "Hello, I'm going in front of a green screen and acknowledging over and over I have no audience, so I don't know how good I'm doing." Meanwhile, it's like that, and that's the British sense of things. Like, I'm British, I don't assume anything will be funny or good or worthwhile, so I'm going to do it anyway. Meanwhile, Seth Meyers like, "Hey, I'm from New Hampshire. Failure is kind of built into my blood, but I'm from Bedford, so I have to expect that I'll get money no matter what." So Donald Trump,
well,
I don't know what I'm doing. This is my best Trump impression. I hope you like it.
what's my bad? Yeah, Jonathan Pye's doing an interesting series right now.
Jonathan Pye is somebody you can always trust to adapt to the times correctly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
No, he's doing a fun little quarantine vlog series right now.
Well, I mean, his initial one, I kind of lost interest and lost the plot with his, like, he had this like 24-minute like pie behind the scenes thing. It's like, we're doing it from a boat. Oh, I don't want to be on a boat. Like, oh, come on. You even know that's a weak sauce. Come on, that's a weak sauce joke right there. Come on, dude.
He knows better, but it was 24 minutes. He had to fill it up.
Yeah, I don't know. He did that, and now but now he's killing it with like pie from home. Like, oh no, I can't look away.
Yeah, and, yeah. One of my favorite things is watching comedians adjust to the delay when they're streaming with other comedians. It's
yeah. There's that moment
yeah,
where they're like,
it's.
and so I said wrecked him, damn near killed him.
And then somebody else just like swoops in because they think that there was a pause. Yeah, I've been noticing some comedians that have been doing it a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been noticing some comedians that have been doing it a lot. They add like an extra beat of pause before they start. Now, it's just been interesting to watch them evolve into dealing with the minor delay that we've all been dealing with for years.
Well, no, this is how you know it's the actual apocalypse, is because professional, like well-trained career entertainers are now having to adjust to the learning curve that is becoming a YouTuber.
Mm-hmm.
Just real quick, I just want to say good night, Skull. Sleep good, my dude.
Skull.
Good night, Skull. I'm just
okay.
no, I'm just like in my head I couldn't help but think, like, imagine Jimmy Kimmel, right? He like and instead of like coming off of a late night show and a terrible marriage, Sarah Silverman now decides, like, you know what, I'm sick of working at this pilot station. I'm gonna be a YouTuber. That's basically what his show looks like now, if like he had 50 other people helping him make it. And it's still not nearly as good as Commenticate. Like,
yeah,
fucking James. Yeah, here's the fact. Shit. Here's a fucked up. Here's a fucked up thing to think about too, right?
Commenticate is god tier though. Like,
No, he's no, Eric's a genius, and he's adjusted his comic styling to his medium. But here's the thing to notice, right? Jimmy Kimmel, Seth Meyers, Stephen Colbert, English cunt from HBO. None of them, right? I don't even think Bill Maher has managed to get an interview with Anthony Fauci yet. But did you see who got an interview with him today?
Philip DeFranco.
Philip fucking DeFranco. Now, I vacillate.
Do you know why?
I vacillate in my respect for Philip DeFranco, because on the one hand, he's like, hey, let's just jump into it. So here's like the real nitty-gritty research on this news item. Respect. Now, moving on. Jake Paul decided to masturbate in a fucking Lexus.
Yeah, he's a new show. He's got to include some of that. So I'm not gonna dock him too much on that.
No, I don't dock him on it. I just think to myself, like, you are part of why this shit remains relevant. You understand, James?
Here's today and awesome.
Oh, I skip that.
Yeah.
As soon as I hear "and today in awesome," I skip that entire fucking portion because like half the time it's like "and catch my new podcast," and I'm like, hey, good hustle. Not listening to it, and it's like, and also we got this jean company showing us what jeans of the future will look like with pea pockets in the pockets. Huh? What? Also, we've
It
got.
looks like a zipper, but really, you can just reach in there and pull
Yeah,
your
it's like,
dick out.
and then we've got, and then we've got, yeah, it's like, yeah, and then what is it? It's like we've got like, and then in this great video, we've got Chrissy Teigen showing us how to make chocolate milk using nothing more than milk and chocolate syrup. Fucking phenomenal. Can't recommend it enough. Like, you, sir, are a tiny, tiny little whore. Tiny little man. And you are a whore.
And for the ladies with these jeans, the zipper goes all the way down the taint.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ.
In today's bit of awesome, I'd like to show you this wonderful company out of the Santa Cruz Valley who's managed to take a shaking dryer and shrink it down small enough so you can put it in your panties, ladies. Huh?
Oh, my God. Jesus.
Fucking.
Isn't
Yeah.
that just like, wouldn't that just be in. They already have that. Isn't it called like vibrating underwear or something?
No, it's called a My Bod.
Yeah.
Oh My Bod.
My bod?
It's called an Oh My Bod, and I swear to Christ, no, Christ, I know how this ends up. Well, see, let's just say before even this show happened, I happen to attract female attention. It's not something I ask for, but it's not something I tell to go away until I tell it to go away. But the point here is, one of my friends, in this respect, who maybe I had a whole load of sex with, decided to buy this Oh My Bod thing. It's a Wi-Fi enabled vibrator that fits perfectly down the panties to sit just on the, that spot some men don't believe exists because they're too stupid to find it. That one, yes. Now, the thing about it is that you connect it to this like internet account which feeds it information, and then you can allow other people to have control of it.
Oh yeah, that one. Okay.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun with that thing, especially when I knew she was at work.
Was it
you're cruel. You're cruel.
I didn't force her to wear the thing. She just said she would be. And then I asked what her work hours were a couple days later when she didn't think the two questions were connected. And then so in the middle of the day, I'd be like, hey, let's turn this thing on. And it was great, too, because on your phone, you're holding your phone. My phone's not here. It's plugged in. But if you tilted it, right, it had this feature where if you tilted it, it would increase the intensity and decrease the intensity. So I just started up. And then I'd just be like... And then I'd wait. And then I'd wait and see if I got a text message. And it's like basically like revving up a fucking speedboat engine. It was great. And eventually I'd get a text message, and I did get that one text message I was waiting for, which is, "Not now, I'm in a meeting."
Yeah.
You can imagine. You can imagine what I did next.
You did it again.
I'm not gonna say I tipped my hand, but I definitely.
But
but I definitely.
You might have tipped your phone.
But I definitely tilted it. So.
Yeah, it's. That's her own fault for wearing that shit to work, though. So.
Exactly. No. Yeah.
I mean.
Honestly,
yeah,
I made it.
have to say.
Honestly, I gave her 14 orgasms in one night just playing with that thing, and so yeah, I'm gonna have to fuck with her during the work week. Exactly. Not my fault. I'm no Joe Biden, okay? It's all consensual.
Oh, Lord.
Anyway, Dina, you were going to say about me masturbating women without their consent. What?
Kudos?
Yes! Honestly, you are like...
I mean...
Where were you during Weinstein's trial? Jesus Christ.
When it comes Masturbating women without their consent. This is
Worst
actually a
joke.
situation where you can ask what they're wearing.
Worst joke I've made all night. I love how the one person left. I love how the one person left in the waiting room is like the Mexican who had no business being here, and we sent him back, and now he's just patiently and legally waiting to come into the room.
Oh no, he snuck over the border.
No, that's
Let
fine.
him
Yeah, so you
wait.
just
Listen, he's got
Oh.
to listen.
damn
Hey,
it.
listen, calm down. He's got a work visa now, so you better be funny.
I was born in this country. You merely adopted it.
Well, that's enough of that.
You put him back in the clean room? Are you?
No, I sent him back to where
he
came
wasn't
from.
clean enough yet. He was-
He started saying he was entitled to this shit, so I sent him back to where he belonged. And now I don't give a shit if he's from Guatemala. I'm sending him to Juarez. That's how it's happening.
You can't keep me out no matter how hard you try.
This is it's a fucked up thing I heard, like, I think it was like earlier this week or last week when, like, you know, like, they're like, how are we dealing with the coronavirus? I shut down the border, and I did a good job. I did a great job shutting down the border. Border's totally shut now. Like, okay, yeah, but the
I
virus is...
sacrificed 35 virgins to that volcano.
Yeah, fucking virus is
in
already
Hawaii.
here. Virus is already here, dipshit. And then one of the you know, fake news journalists asked, well, how is the U.S. prepared to deal with non-Mexican undocumented immigrants who will be sent back to Mexico? He said, we've never done that. We'd never do that. Why would we do that? Meanwhile, there was like a massive 3-month run on a story about the fact that the border security was sending foreign nationals from Central and South America down to Mexico for holding pending trial.
Hell yes. Free vacation, son.
I'll be honest. You
You
with
ever
you.
been to a Mexican prison?
I'll be honest with you. If you still support this president, you're kind of retarded.
Like, I think if you're if you're an Central American and you're running to the United States and you get sent to a Mexican prison, that's basically like a vacation.
We're gonna be exporting all non-essential Mexicans down
Do
to
you know
Guatemala.
how fucked up El Salvador is right now?
What is
Like, it was fucked up back in the day when they were making movies about it. It's really fucked up now. Like, El Salvador in prison, that's like pure hell. Getting sent to a Mexican prison, that's like a vacation spa.
No. The thing is they're not being sent to Mexican prisons. They're just being sent to Mexico.
Whatever. It's even better.
And then they're just, yeah, but they can't get jobs. They can't get food. They can't get anything because all the Mexicans is a weird thing too. I noticed that, like, you know, the global citizen progressive Cambridge San Francisco types don't understand is that Mexicans are as nationalistic and xenophobic as they get when it comes to South and Central Americans. They really...
Is this a shock to anyone?
They even do that with U.S. people. If you're not a citizen of Mexico, you can't buy a house. You can get a 99-year lease.
Oh, not just that. No, if you go to... Here's the funny thing. Do you know why that is, though? Is because when Americans vacation in Mexico, like, they get price gouged like motherfuckers and think like, oh, it's so quaint. This is so cheap. So you go down there. Average Mexican might pay, like, I don't know the rates and all this, but let's say 2 pesos for a fucking Coca-Cola, right? They're going to charge you the equivalent of $9, and you're going to be like, oh, it's vacation prices. That's fine. And all the locals
that's why
will
you
be
never
like,
buy food and drinks on the resort, but you never drink water anywhere.
Yeah,
it's
and
important.
And that's the sort of thing,
Except that,
like, the fucking,
like,
well, the people...
fucking Mexicans will, like, haggle with you if you actually know how to wheel.
Not on the resort.
No, not on the resort. Not in the resort towns or the resort cities, which is where the gringos go. But if any gringos happen to go outside of that, let's say, like, you know, let's say some Texas good old boys cross the border and decide to go into Juarez because they're fucking retarded. They get into Juarez, right? They end up at up at like some Mexican canteen, like, yeah, bros, let's drink here. Assuming they don't get kidnapped, right?
Like what you need to
Yeah.
do is like if you want to have that experience of not resort Mexico and you want to actually do like the haggling and stuff like that, you got to go to like the Coyoacan market or the Mercado de San Juan. Like you have to go to Mexico
Yeah,
City.
and you also
Don't
have to. You also
Go
have
border towns. You
you
will
all.
die.
Yeah, and you also have to not be a prototypical American. Like here's the thing:
You're
if you're a
you
if you're
have to
hang on, Ben,
understand
hang on,
a
Ben.
lot of spend.
Yeah, but like here's the thing. Here's the other thing I've found, I've noticed and learned over my time, is that like if you're gonna go out into real Mexico as an American, you can't show up as a fucking tourist. Your best bet is to show up as an American like myself, and I imagine a number of us might be or are. Like the kind of people like I'm used to living on the fringes of society. I don't fucking trust anybody. I don't want anybody to know I'm here.
The best way to actually show up in one of these situations, like in like a market, and you feel kind of shady, say that you're a journalist. A lot of times that gives you that next out. They're not wanting to create, like, if they're not really invested in the idea of kidnapping you for ransom, then they're not going to want to create that issue. But like, here's the problem: if you aren't in that scenario and they are willing to kidnap you, being a journalist only makes you more juicy because they think a company will pay for you.
Yeah, that's why you
So-
let them know. Like, yeah, no,
My name is Tim Pool. Estoy es Tim Pool.
Estoy no importante en mi what's the word for country?
¿Dónde están los beanies? What? Send me the beanies.
Los
But,
Estados
yeah.
Unidos no gusta me. Sí, comprendo. I am un criminal, un hideout, right? Un no dinero por mí. Any trabajar, possibly. Coca trabajar, see? Coke, where are you going?
It's your Duolingo is fucking filming.
Yeah, well, no, and then some abuela comes out with like a tray of food and an eye full and a face full of pity for you, because that's the other thing about Mexico. This is one of the things that distinguishes the United States from a lot of places. Like most other countries, like you can wind up, and it's not universal. I'm not saying like if you wash up in fucking Bogota on the street, someone's gonna take pity on you. But they, in general, oftentimes, if they see somebody as harmless and in need, are more apt to help those people than we are here. Like, if you show up in the wrong neighborhood of Juarez, yeah, you're gonna get killed or kidnapped.
Because it's fucking Juarez, people.
But in fairness, if you show up in the other like 80% of the neighborhoods there, and people see like, holy shit, this gringo's in bad shape. Like their family will be like, okay, let's give them some water and food and make sure they don't die on our doorstep. Are you okay? Are you fucking okay? What the fuck did you do? Okay, here, we're gonna get you straight, and we're gonna get you set, and then we need to help you find your way back the fuck to where you came from, because you don't belong here, gringo.
Yeah.
And also show a willingness to help, and that'll help you a lot when you're in Mexico.
Two major investments for surviving a trip into Mexico across the border, one of which is a shitty used car. Do not bring your truck. They will fuck you for that truck.
Yeah.
They will steal it
Yeah.
because it's useful to them.
Yeah.
If you come over there, though, in like a Chevy Impala that's like 10 to 12 years old and has a bad radiator, they're not going to touch it.
Beat up.
They don't need it.
Yeah.
They may actually burn it, but that's okay.
Actually-
it's a fucking bullshit car.
Actually,
you can burn that motherfucker.
Well, that's a funny thing though too. Is actually like if you show up, I would say like, and you correct me if I'm wrong, because y'all are closer to the border than I am. But I would imagine if you showed up in an older American car, you've got more chance of getting jacked than if you showed up in a shitty Japanese car, because we're the ones who like those. What they like down there is simple, easy to work on, carbureted cars that I can keep working, whereas up here we're like, yeah, no, just give me whatever next plastic piece of Saturn shit you're shitting out, and when it dies, I'll get a new one.
Yeah.
Like basically it's the same principle for going out into like a night venture into some sort of like war zone. Nothing rattles, nothing shines. Make sure that nothing you have attracts any kind of attention.
Yeah.
So as mundane as possible and as shitty as possible. If it's got rust on it, even better.
And the thing is too is also if you show up in Mexico as an American looking like you're on the same level as them, right? And when I say level, I mean like, economic stability, like, yeah, man, I don't know where my next meal's coming from either. And they're like, well, I do. Well, like, I don't. Well, okay, I'm sorry, gringo. That sucks for you. You want a beer to feel better? I'll get you one of the cold ones that they don't tell you about.
Yeah.
What I mean, that's honestly the truth though. Even here in the U.S., right? And it's the sort of thing. I remember when I was doing like union organizing with the security workers at Drexel in Philly. Drexel campus spans this huge area, but unfortunately, it owns property north of Spring Garden. And Spring Garden is an east-westbound street, which is kind of a line of demarcation. Once you're north of Spring Garden, you're on your own. Like, that shit gets wild real quick. And they'd get all these students, dumbass students, and be like, oh, I'm just going to, like, walk with my iPad listening to my music down the sidewalk. I'm like, yeah, you're going to get robbed. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
But if you show up, it was funny because even when I was working there, like, I'm as white as they get, right? I'm from New Hampshire. And there was these like these black organizers from Camden who were saying like, yeah, well, I feel comfortable because I can go into like areas and say things that like other people here can't because no offense, you're not black. And I'm like, challenge accepted. And that's the thing. Like if you show up, I've worked in some of the worst places in the United States, Southeast DC. I forget the region, but like the ghettos in fucking Milwaukee, New Orleans, Philadelphia, right? And the thing is like a lot of white people who just watch TV too much, they think like, oh my god, if I go into the ghetto, I'm gonna get robbed and raped, and oh my god. It's like no. If you show up and you don't look like a mark, you won't get treated like a mark. Same thing goes in Mexico or other countries too. Now the funny thing is I remember, you guys all remember Prince Adu, right?
Yeah.
She's Argentinian. I for a while was thinking like, I want to travel outside of the country, and I was starting to ask her about Buenos Aires. I'm like, because that's where she's from, and I'm like, yeah, well, so like, what's it like? What's Buenos Aires like? She's like, well, guns are illegal, weed is legal, and if you go down to this one place in Central Square Park, you can actually find like little tab posters where you can just call the number and a girl will come to you, or two girls if you want. Like, okay, so, all right, and I look up Airbnb. Right. Well, then I look up Airbnb prices in Buenos Aires. Airbnbs in Buenos Aires, you can get that like top floor, super deluxe condo. Like I raped Wall Street to get this kind of shit for $100 a night, at most. And then I asked her, I'm like, all right. And she's like, but you have to be careful because in the streets at night, people will try and rob you. I'm like, all right, well, so if I offered like some bruiser $100 for like a week to be my like body man, would that work? She's like, what, $100 American dollars? I'm like, yeah. She's like, you could get him for like a month. That would make him fucking rich right now. I'm like, okay, I like this. Yeah. I like this. Yes, I want to go to Argentina now. I want to escape the U.S. like I was a Nazi.
I guess there's a big update. Next Saints meetup is in Argentina.
Buenos Aires.
Good luck getting a flight and a passport right now, but hey.
All right.
No, not right now. I'm just saying next one. It might be like 2022, 2023. Who knows?
You mean to tell me that you think that this state of affairs is ever going to change? I don't know if you've heard of the story called 9/11, but right after 9/11, we had this thing called the Patriot Act, and it is still fucking our civil liberties to this very day.
That's different. That was a terrorist attack. This is a
Do you mean to tell me you think that this situation will not be exploited for the next 25 years? Are you out of your mind? Welcome to the real world, jackass.
Uh-huh.
I had to add as much of that as I could. Here's the thing.
Ah.
It's like that classic fucking Peep Show gif that no one ever knows is from Peep Show. I was telling my buddies, my buddy was like, wait a second, so this virus is going to ravage our country, and the GOP and Trump are going to rape the taxpayer so that they can pay off all of their donors. I don't know how y'all going to survive. So I posted, I'm like, it's not that difficult, and it's that classic, the secret ingredient is crime.
Yeah.
I am. You can laugh.
The secret ingredient is strong arm violence.
You can be. No, but let's be honest with ourselves, though. I mean, here's the thing. So if this whole debacle, this whole catastrophe, shakes out well, right? What we'll have is a nation with more robust social services, a government which is hopefully stripped of its private sector influence, because if you can't pick up on the fact that we're giving billions of dollars to the fucking cruise line industry, and you need to make it through on $1,200, if you haven't picked up on the fact that, like, this requires action now, you deserve to die. Period. Sorry. If you're that stupid, we all deserve to die collectively. We all collectively deserve to die because of your stupidity. Now, if we could come out of that and have a system and society and institutions which the welfare of the human being is placed above the nebulous demigorgon that is the market, right? And we could actually function in a way which we are not only prepared for things like this, but we can make progress based not just on how it enriches people, but based on what the progress is. I know it's Roddenberry-esque. That's the upside of it, right? On the inverse side, what we could easily end up with, as you said, like post 9/11, is curtailments of civil rights, curtailments of personal liberties, curtailments of privacy. We could have a greater police state. We could have, and the police state would be serving an even more corrupt government, which is geared towards generating wealth rather than providing prosperity. If all of this happens, I'm going to be completely honest with you. People like myself, and I have not displayed my whole history, but I will say people like myself will have no choice but to turn to criminality, because in an unjust and criminal world, being a criminal for your own purposes is the most just thing you can do. And I, for one, am not afraid of doing that.
I like this phrase called the gray market. And if anybody is familiar with this phrase, you may find yourself in an interesting new world of semi-legal purchasing and selling.
You just watch. Fucking Presidente here is going to have one of those, like, really cheap green screen, like, late-night cable-style infomercials. Like, a lot of you might be concerned about your retirement, but how many of you have heard about the gray market? The gray market has so many opportunities you've never heard of, and we can't wait to show you.
Sometimes the United States government needs money that it can't put down on these things called ledgers, which can be reviewed by these things called lawyers. So what we have to do is we have to sell auto parts and other things from police lockups in order to make money so that they can continue the war on drugs.
Did you know that not all stolen items are illicit products? That's right. It's only illegal if there's paperwork to prove it. Hi, I'm Saul Goodman. Are you looking to establish an LLC, but you're not sure if you're allowed to? Let me help you out with that. That's going to be
your limited liability company not keeping you safe from these things called drug cartels? Well, you've come to the right place.
Takes like an hour to set up an LLC.
Does your company worry? Does your company have equal amounts of worry about raids from both the federal government and organized crime? Contact me. I'm more than happy to help you establish a supply chain that no one will ever find. And you can trust in me. I gave myself a 10 out of 10, a Better Business Bureau. I use the incognito browser. It's amazing what you can do with that thing. Call me now.
Are 90% of your employees fleeing from immigration and custom enforcement? Well, we have this great solution for you called Corporations in Cuba. Sign up right now to get 20% off of your first filing with the Cuban government.
Right now, you're trying to run an insurance scheme on the American public, and that's respectable, but you keep getting this pesky IRS thing on you. Have you ever asked yourself, how do the cruise lines handle this? Hi, I'm Nicky McGill, and for a very low down payment, I'm more than happy to register your business in one of several countries that does not correspond with the federal U.S. government or the IRS at all. More than happy to help you set up your shell company, and it's only a shell company if you call it that. Just like the whole thing is like the 3 seashells. Like, y'all remember Demolition Man, right? You remember Demolition Man? Yeah. Basically, that is the philosophy of my company. It's 3 seashells to wipe your ass, and the less you know about how it works, the better. So call me now.
Do you worry about extradition laws? Do you worry about tax people being able to see what kind of offshore economy you've put together with your drug empire, quote unquote, allegedly? Well, you've come to the right place with Shiesty McShyster. I can put you in touch with the right people in places like Nicaragua and Colombia to increase the holdings of your empire and the reach of your product.
Following ad.
Have you
hang on before I lose this. Following ad. You've heard this Shiesty McShyster telling you that he can get your supply chains up and running without any problem from the federal government. But ask yourself this. When's the last time an Irishman ever pulled something off successfully like that? That's what I was thinking of. Call me, Shiester McShystein. I will take care of all... I'm happy to take care of all of your transit needs, all of your banking needs, and to make sure that every ounce of the government stays off your ass until somebody pays me more money.
Have you ever thought about distributing illicit substances? How about you just decide to be the middleman for the money? Just transfer the money for people. That's not illegal.
Yeah, but hang on. Here's the thing: is then because you guys know about like Islamic banking.
Yes, they cannot charge interest.
They do not charge interest, and then you end up with this
other lies.
Hang on. So first the Irishman says like, "I'll do it for you," and then the Jew's like, "I'll do it for you, but I won't fuck you over." And then it's like,
uh-oh.
There we go. Fuck! I fucked that up. All right, should we try again?
It's all gone wrong.
Yeah, let's try again. Then the final bit of it goes. Hello. Have you had white people trying to sell you on banking institutions? None of them work. Give to Allah. Allah will take care of you. Trust me on this. We will bomb all of your enemies. We will burn their children in pits. We promise.
We also have ETFs at very low rates, and we will sell you CD at high interest rate.
Actually, I'm going to bring it down a bit, but also we are the first. We are the first international national bank to offer ATMs, which can give you $1 bills. $1 bills. It can even dispense change.
Plus free checking. and free balance transfer.
Plus free checking and free balance transfer, as long as you sign up for online banking and wireless, paperless transactions.
Paperless transactions keep the Earth safe from the climate change.
ISIS,
from
ISIS.
jihad.
Welcome to ISIS Bank, where we are dedicated to adhering to Allah Akbar, His laws, but also making sure that we can keep our carbon footprint as low as it can be. Also, buy our oil.
And bro, here is my mixtape and CD. Bro, do you want to buy DVDs? We have DVDs of every movie you would like.
Holy shit, they've got a trap remix of this?
Bro, we have every movie you like.
Bro, you like grape soda?
I need to hear that. Hang on, shush. We need to hear that. We need to hear what an Arab trap sounds like outside of Kaboom.
I thought an Arab trap was that one chick who did that porno. But like, all right,
I'm gonna be Khalifa.
that's the one. Yeah, that's about what I expected.
Yeah, I'm not impressed.
No.
It's hard to make trap music when you're stuck into a cave that's being bombed by Russians.
Well, at this point, you know what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna play at the end of the show. We're just gonna listen to Alek Tadi again, because I love that song. And then I'm gonna let you all speak your piece, and then I will put you all to death. Wait, no, I mean I will end the show. Sorry, I forgot.
We'll put you all to death for the sake of Allah.
Sorry, this whole social isolation. This
good.
Yeah, but this social distancing thing, like I have this condition where if I don't speak to people face to face for a long enough time, I forget that they're not actually real people. I start thinking you're all just max headroom, and I'm like, if I shut you off, I could just bring you back on. So like, if like for happens, I meet Jables and I stab him in the face, right? Like I'll just be sitting there at his corpse, be like, all right, this is funny enough, but come on, get up. No, seriously, come on, dude, this is enough of this. Come on, get up. Like,
You're just an NPC.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying well, no, you're not just an NPC, Jables. You're an NPC. You're a quest NPC, which means I need to get the quest finished before I can dump you in the river. Anyway.
Oh!
That's a little. You've got the question mark above your head.
All right. Well, let's listen to this fun song, and then we'll round the show out because I really do really love this song.
By the way, this sent me down a rabbit hole.
Yeah, it will.
Of Cheb Khalid music, and then it got me to Gortazaran, which is not at all the kind of music that Cheb Khalid makes.
Yeah, but that's also not a bad thing.
It's also like really, it makes me melancholy as fuck. So like, it is a great song. This is the one song from Fifth Element that if the movie didn't exist, I would be happy if this song just made it out into public viewing somehow.
Well, here's a weird thing though: is I loved this song the first time I heard it, and then I loved it ever after. And then the weird thing is like I never put together until this moment that like this is like this is Arabic music, right? And prior to 9/11, as far as we were all concerned, like the Arab world was just a different culture with lots to offer. Then after 9/11, it's like, they want to kill us. And then we all met Habib, and we learned better. And then we remembered that this song had existed. Thank you, Fifth Element.
I'm pretty sure Habib still wants to kill me. That's good. Oh, it's totally my fault.
This is a workout playlist for like 6 years.
I have a fader.
Like this song could be insulting me personally. I don't give a shit.
I think I might watch this on.
There was a summer where I was watching it every single day.
I'm not surprised. It's good music. I'll watch it most times. I really like that movie. It's a quality movie.
Next thing you want to just all about it will be there.
Jean-Baptiste Emmanuel.
I'm going to tell you honest. I'm going to tell you both honestly. I went out the other day for my last supply run, and I was really hoping I would randomly find like in one of the stores I peeked into a set of hair clippers, because this side shave of mine
You want to get the Zorg cut?
Oh no, I'm doing it. It's the end of the goddamn world. There is no reason not to. I will have my friend. I have a friend with a 3D printer. I will get him to print me that clear piece of head plastic. It'll be great.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
We got to get you one of those guns so you can actually go through the process of selling it.
It's like, yes, it's like half of my friends are calling me like, do you have enough ammo? And I'm just like, I have enough ammo to get ammo from somebody dumber when I need it.
Crab is not feeling the Zorg haircut, by the way. Crab is losing his mind.
Oh, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
Crab. Listen, I get that, you think there's something might happen between us, but basically, I'm just that right swipe that responded once and then deleted the app. Okay?
Yeah. And crowd, keep in mind, it's his body, his choice.
Exactly.
So let him do
Yeah.
what he's gonna do.
And I have dreamed of being fat Gary Oldman my entire life, okay? So it's not fair to steal it from me now. Back to the music.
شدوني يا ابو نسونهم يا بنت العام منك مني هي بنت عمي الحم والدام
Live as you saw him was destructive disorder.
منك مني هي بنت عمي الحم والدام
Because of that chaos, how could you ever see this in the order?
I'll take this glass.
Isn't it weird?
If I were to just break it,
Well, I was just gonna say, I'm just looking at
Serene, pristine, boring.
I'm just looking at the video to this, and I look at Mila Jovovich all done in like dirty ass makeup with dyed ass hair and like looking like beat up and trashy as fuck, right? And I'm thinking like, wow, Liz Reptile could look like this if only she killed herself and came back as somebody more attractive.
Dunking on hoes. There goes Nick, hard to the paint.
وعلاش تحكي وحدات نكدي بالنير
Listen up on Liz Reptile. Jesus Christ, this 2018.
well, there, Liz Reptile went hard to the paint. So,
I forgot about that chicken tea you mentioned.
I am sorry. I am so sorry if my random joke when I noticed like a dirty faced bitch made me think of that creature, and I am sorry. I don't mean to talk about other YouTubers, but thankfully she's barely a YouTuber. And I mean, here's the thing is like when global starvation actually takes hold after the supply chains break down, y'all got to remember the lot lizards. They're going to be the first to suffer, okay? So I'm going to put a GoFundMe together for the lot lizards so that we can make sure that they survive this horrible thing coming.
No, wait, Nick, no. Because truck driving is still considered essential.
Until the robots.
Here's the thing is like, first off, she can't drive a truck because they took her license years ago. And second off, like, I give truckers the benefit of the doubt to where I don't think even they would go for it. Back to the music.
Yes. let us stop talking about this crack hoe. Let us instead look at Mila Jovovich's finely toned ass cheeks. And then wonder how Luke Bessa never made it into them panties. It is a wonderful song.
Yeah, we're gonna play it out just because the ending is that good.
It's worth it. Ladies and gentlemen, it is really worth it to go buy the Fifth Element soundtrack if you can. But if you can only do just this one song, absolutely worth it.
Well, the worst part about it is the original soundtrack, which I owned, did not include that song.
Didn't it?
No, it did not. That was the thing that angered me the most, because I always wanted that that quick bit accordion from the car chase sequence. That's what that's all I wanted out of the fucking soundtrack, and it didn't have it. So, I mean, maybe they put it back in when it was done. I don't know, but all the same, well, everyone, I hope you've enjoyed it. All right, well, fine, fuck it. Dean did. Sorry, I need to do this. It's obligatory. Dina,
Yes.
what do you want? No, I mean, what do you? What would you like to leave us with tonight?
I don't know. I don't know. Pick somebody else. Come back to me. I don't know.
No. It's you. You have this chance.
Not now.
Or there is no chance.
Oh, my only chance. Okay.
You could tell people to come back for the movie night tomorrow. That's easy.
Yes, absolutely.
had
Come back
one
for the
shot.
movie night, and then come back on Monday for Monday's show, and then after that Wednesday show, and then Friday's show next week.
Fucking
so you've got your whole week plotted out.
And I'm going to tell you this. I appreciate you promoting the show that way, Dina. And I want to assure you that if you keep doing it enough and you really push it, you too can make residual income when other people recommend the show on your behalf. So,
well, the show all the time. I don't make shit.
Yeah, well, that's because you haven't turned your show. You haven't turned your show into fucking Herbalife. That's how you fucked up. Anyway, but yes, actually, for those who are so interested, Tables, could you, in both YouTube and Twitch, could you throw the link to the Discord up just so anybody who might not be aware can join? Tomorrow night we'll be having a movie night. We'll be watching some indie films, one of which I think I'm in. And then I believe, yeah, you know what? Fuck it. We're going to watch Fifth Element tomorrow night. Yeah. Together.
I mean, we've had for anybody that hasn't come to the movie nights, definitely come. It is a lot of fun.
Yeah. I mean, and the great thing is, well, the great thing I noticed too is that, you expect it's going to be one of these MST3K things. And instead, most of the time, everybody just ends up watching the movie, and then we periodically stop it to just sort of talk about it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good time. So join the Discord if you're not already part of it. Even if you don't come to the movie night, you know what? Fuck it. We're all facing 2 weeks to 4 months of being isolated. This is how we'll survive it: is hanging out with each other and having fun.
I'm going back to work on Monday.
Except Jables. Jables is gonna die on Tuesday, but
yeah, I'm essential apparently.
Yeah, outside of Jables, which, I mean, let's be honest, everything that's worthwhile is... Never mind.
Yeah.
Jables, what do you want to say tonight?
Well, I had something. Now you fucking lost.
Damn it.
To do things.
I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. Yeah, have some fun. Check out some comedy club YouTube channels and have some fun watching them adjust to the delay, even though it's a very slight delay. And also, a lot of comedy club channels are live streaming comedians doing their sets to no crowd. So watch how they're doing with that, and they're struggling. It's fucking hilarious.
But the nice thing is that
they're bombing, but it actually jokes.
Yeah, you get to be the arbiter in that sense if a joke lands, because if you hear a joke and nobody else laughs and you find yourself that's funny. Yeah. You're like, holy shit, that was a good joke. And then if you don't laugh and you're like, oh, that's how they do it.
Yeah, and it's been a fun trip for me the last couple of weeks, seeing a bunch of stand-up comedians being the equivalent to Google Hangouts of whatever the fuck they're using. And adjusting to the delay because they just step over each other's jokes all the time, and then you see them get pissed at each other for stepping over each other's jokes, and then some of them are learning to leave an extra beat before they start talking.
Good job,
and
guys.
It's actually really interesting to watch them grow and do the things that all of us have been doing for years now.
Exactly. Ben, say something.
Ben.
I think he's being contrarian.
Benman.
I think Ben fell asleep.
Nighty night, Ben.
Ben Steen. Benman.
Hang
Wake
on,
up, you son of a bitch.
Crispy Jen says, check the bits. Don't make me throw JK on the bonfire of
Bit to these nuts.
bit links? What are you talking about? Oh. All right, well, let's take a look at this real quick. Well, I mean, I suppose in that sense, though, we'll let a Mexican have a word. I guess.
Ladies and gentlemen, I appeal to you as an American citizen who is also of Mexican extraction to do what is in your nature to do, which is to remain an independent vessel in a sea of collectiveness. Make yourself scarce. Prevent yourself from getting into other people's self-ranges, and do not allow the coronavirus to take that which we stole from the Native Americans fair and square via virus and musket and other means. Don't ever put yourself in the same position as those foul dirt worshippers from which we stole this country and have deservedly taken all of its resources. Maintain your hegemony over this land. Prevent the coronavirus from turning us into China 2.0 and becoming the new groupings of people who would have dominion over your soul. And if you get a Trump check coming up soon, spend that on liquor and firearms like I am, so you can basically exercise your amendments as much as humanly possible with the tax money that they're giving back to you, and calling it gracious by giving you $1,200 of the $20,000 they're about to spend.
No,
anyway,
2 trillion.
Well, it's 20,000 per citizen.
Oh yes.
But you get 1,200 back.
Well,
because that's what a pimp does.
Well, this okay. Well, this actually comes to us from Crispy Gin. He paid for it, so we're gonna play this, and then I've got one more thing to play this out with.
Down, put on your face mask and watch TV. Lock down to the sound of the kids all screaming at me. Lock down, trying to avoid the COVID-19. Lock down, I've got a headache, a serious headache. And if you try cough, I'll run from you. A fever so high.
My only regret is that hat exists.
If I get a DMCA from this guy, I don't know how I'm gonna respond to it.
Well, at least Bowie beat us to the finish line, so we didn't have to see this travesty being foisted upon the land in his name.
Under a bus, it is because you're bored. Lock down.
Didn't need that.
On your face mask and
That's what I expected.
Oh,
watch TV.
Oh, he's fucking Canadian. Look at the cigarettes.
Lock down.
Ah, we're
so he's just one of Nick's
degeneracy.
folks?
Yeah, you're Noella Grant, buddy. You're Noella Grant.
You can still chop your dick off if that makes you feel better, though.
Yeah, I mean, fuck it. Like, give me a passport. I'll come and do it for you. Anyway.
For laughs. We'll do it in front of a camera for views.
Just for gags, you know. But, you know what?
For clout. For
Yeah.
clout chasing.
But you know what? I'm going to play us out with one final song. I'm going to, I'm just going to play us out with this. Everybody, come back tomorrow night for movie night. It's not going to be live streamed. It's just going to be a hangout thing in the Discord. We're going to hang out. We're going to watch some silly shit, and then we're going to watch Fifth Element, but I repeat myself. And it's going to be a good time. And
There may be a real Mexican there. Who knows?
There might be a real Mexican, or even, like, Presidente DM. Who knows?
Ah, you dirty dog.
That's right.
Well, that's sweet. At least I can make my racial jokes.
No, I just need to invite Justin Wang and be like, "You're a brownish skinned man with funny eyes. What Central American country do you come from?" From Queens. Ooh, Queens. Where is that near Bolivia?
To be fair, there's more Puerto Ricans in Queens than any other race.
To be
How do
fair,
you spell? How do you spell Queens in your language? Quins?
How do you spell Queens? How do I write Queens in Cyrillic? That's Russian. People.
Is that Chinese or Japanese?
Okay, I will admit I'm a bit confused, but that's okay. That's healthy. It's good to have a questioning nature. Anyway, everybody, we're all gonna die eventually, but the world's
These guys are
change.
gonna die.
The world's gonna change, and but I will always be here Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, and sometimes in the Discord Saturdays, and maybe Tuesdays. Who knows? Maybe Thursday. I don't know. We're gonna fuck this shit up. We're gonna flip this whole bitch on its head. But you know what? No matter what happens, you just gotta say that that's live.
That's life.
That's life.
That's what all the people say. You're riding high in April, shot down in May. But I know I'm gonna change that tune. When I'm back on top in June. I said that's life.
That's life.
And as funny as it may seem, some people get their kicks stomping on a dream. But I don't let it get me down. 'Cause this fine old world, it keeps spinning around. I've been a puppet, a pauper, a pirate, a poet, a pawn and a king. I've been up and down and over and out. And I know one thing, each time I find myself flat on my face, I pick myself up and get back in the race. That's life.
That's life.
I tell you, I can't deny it. I thought of quitting, baby, but my heart just ain't gonna buy it. And if I didn't think it was worth one single try, I'd jump right on a big bird and then I'd fly. I've been a puppet, a pauper, a pirate, a poet, a pawn and a king. I've been up and down and over and out. And I know one thing, each time I find myself laying flat on my face, I just pick myself up and get back in the race. That's life.
That's life.
That's life. And I can't deny it. Many times I thought of cutting out, but my heart won't buy it. But if there's nothing shaking come this here July, I'm gonna roll myself up in a big ball and die. My.
Good night, everybody. See you again soon.